What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping now. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
Actually, Mug Root Beer is a superior. Shout out to Mug Root Beer, guys. Shout out to Mug Root Beer. You a mug maniac or a bark barbarian? I'm honestly more of a cream soda cell than a root beer, than a root beer jack. You know? Fallacy coming in with major support. You know, I checked the last time I went live, right? It's the 24th. Last time I went live was the 17th. And it was like a 5-hour stream. So, you know, it wasn't really that long, you know. What up? It's been forever. It's been forever in internet time, you know. Over these last few days, I have taught myself how to use Adobe InDesign, right? So I bet you're all wondering how they make magazines. Is a question nobody asks in their entire life. Well, now I know how they make magazines. Um, and it is really fucking complicated. I've been teaching myself that because I am also the editor for the book and I'm doing the formatting just as much as everything else. And turns out that's like a whole job. That's like somebody's skill. And I've had to teach myself it. So that kind of sucks. But I've done it. Might not like the stream because it's been so long. And yeah, I'm drinking Starbucks. I got this a while ago and it like all the ice melted in my iced coffee from when I was out earlier today. You know, and as a result, it's bad now. It's disgusting, but I'm gonna finish drinking it. I've ran out of energy drinks in the house, and I desperately need one. Desperately. I've been going through withdrawals from the high levels of caffeination I engage in. Damn, drinking the Starbucks gonna get us canceled. Well, as an operative of the CIA, when's the melon stream? At some point when my brother is back home. He hasn't been home these last few days. Your bot, hey boss, your bot is broken. Which one? The Stream Elements one, or because I had added one to the server and it didn't. Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, I had to mention it. I had to at everyone, which is annoying. Yeah, I didn't see the alert. Yeah, I had to add everyone like just now. Are you saying it didn't work when ad happened? I will not ask why you need your brother to crush a watermelon. I need him to hold the camera. It didn't ping me last time either. Yeah, I need to work on a bot thing. I might make like a server to test out a bot and then add one, right? No tripod. I mean, I could, but it's like funnier if I have to make him stand there, you know? But yeah, I added the bot and then it immediately didn't work. I do want to set it up so it's automatic though, because I don't want to have to like go around and be like, hey mod who's permanently and perpetually online, please make sure to ping everybody the second FPS Diesel is live. I was gonna say Cloudy. See, but Cloudy is like a working lady. She's like busy, you know, like as far yeah. See, Cloudy can't. She's at work. I'm at work now. See, yeah. I am comfortable adding everyone. You know, I added you all right now, so you all got to see my lovely straw hat that I spent $5 on Discord. I finished the funny video. So I'm gonna end up with like a. Hold on. I'm gonna end up with a bunch of fucking. I'm gonna end up with a bunch of Chef Boyardee, courtesy of Cat Was Taken, one of our mods. And as a result, it's just been there's been this whole saga lately about Chef Boyardee.
I have everything you need for a great spaghetti dinner. All in one package, nothing to add. Chef Boyardee complete spaghetti dinner with meat sauce. I have spaghetti and a rich sauce with meat, even zesty grated cheese. Give me 15 minutes, and I'll give you a real Italian dinner. Ah, perfect. Chef Boyardee complete spaghetti dinner.
Oh, chef. Well, I'm getting a little hungry. Maybe some. Not tonight, chef. Not tonight.
Card away from you if you say anything nice about Chef Boyardee. I don't.
What the Why this community's gotten really meta? Like we've gotten really meta really fast. Like what is going on?
Seek it out, you know. But if it was provided to me, I think I would eat it, you know.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. This is a simulation. This is a simulation. This is a simulation. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. I miss Chef. Whoa there, Chef. Chef.
What the fuck?
We don't have to go to extremes. Chef, relax. Where'd you get the knife? Chef Boyardee, where did you get the knife? What's that, Chef? Someone who appreciates real ravioli? But Chef, where can I find someone who appreciates real ravioli more than me? New York? Who the fuck is out in New York? Why would anybody willingly live there? A P.O. box?
Oh my god. What the fuck? I didn't expect to get a video with the Chef Boyardee that's being sent here. Okay.
Chef. What? Let's put down the knife, Chef. Let's not do anything that we'll regret. What's that, Chef? Put you in the mail? Mail you? But Chef, you're my little chef. Whoa there, Chef. Let's not go through the threats. I see, Chef. Yes, Chef. I will, Chef. All right, Chef. We ready to ride? Yes, Chef. Yes, Chef, of course. Whatever you say, Chef. Just don't hurt me, Chef. All right, other chef.
I'm gonna open up this package, chat, and I'm gonna like, it's gonna blow up, and it's gonna be like comically, like there's gonna be spaghetti everywhere. Like I'm just gonna be covered head to toe in red sauce, okay? Like it'll just be Mamma Mia.
Off to New York you go, to be enjoyed by the people in the West Coast. Because God knows they need some flavor too.
Understandable, cat. That was an event of that happened. It certainly happened. Stream the unboxing. I will. I'll eat some Chef Boyardee. I'll do it. I'll do it. It'll be no problem, really. It'll be no problem. The most video of all time. Not block demands your attention at all times. That's true. So, we're going to be talking about Bradtaste today. All right. Now, Bradtaste, as you all know, was a YouTuber that reviewed music. Okay. You know, here's the thing. I feel like most of the like big music reviewers are like really annoying guys who like have a what's those plants that you don't need to water a lot in their house? I'm doing my specific guy joke bit. I'm trying to do the specific guy bit that we do. No. There's another one. A succulent. It's a succulent. Thank you, succulent Andes. Right? So it's like it's like, you know, there's like two types of guys that review music. There's like the Metal React channel, and then the metal guy is like some 40-year-old dude who's in a cover band, right? And he's still got the mohawk and he's got a little goatee. It used to be a beard when he was younger, but now it's graying and he has kids and he needs to teach music lessons. And then the other guy is like the guy who wants to be Anthony Fantano, but really likes weed and being unemployed. And just has really like infuriatingly like my music taste Andy, you know, like a Redditor music taste Andy guy. Bradtaste is one of those guys, right? There's a few guys like Bradtaste. Bradtaste is not the only version of this specific guy, right? But he's one succulent away from hearing the plants speak to him, okay? That's who Brad is. Bradtaste, for those of you that do not know the lore, Bradtaste originally went to go see Ethan Klein at a show. They brought him backstage where Bradtaste got a picture. Brad's audience is pretty left-leaning, and they felt that Ethan Klein is a Zionist Jewish oppressor. And so Brad like spurred out and basically said, I took a picture with Ethan Klein because he's famous. I didn't think of the ramifications of that problem, so he got a bunch of shit. But it wasn't a lot of shit. It was just a little bit of shit. Anyway, some time passes, and Brad makes a comment. I think he makes a post on YouTube, community post, saying that his friend Rose Malay did a music video, a video about music. Rose Malay is a young lady who is Lalcow adjacent, where Rose basically went online and said, rape is cool. Rape is cool. Bestiality is cool. I want to be raped. Rape should happen more. I'm not even sugarcoating it. This is the things that Rose said. Brad then took heat for being friends with Rose Malay. Brad said, I didn't know Rose said those things. And then Rose comes out with a video and says, Brad did know those things. He was glad I was changing. Brad also on Twitter said, I knew about these things. I was doing it because Rose is changing. So he gave two answers, right? He was basically panicking because of this stuff. And when the going got tough, he apparently dropped his friend of like 7 years because her old Spurg tweets came out again. Rose doesn't stand by these things. She disavowed them. That's all you can really do. She seems a little temperamental, but other than that, not really like a particularly bad person. It seems like Brad dropped her just because he was worried about it optically looking bad. I don't think he needed to drop her as a friend, but it really does come off as pathetic and really like bowing down to his audience. Now, when I did my first video on Bradtaste, I said, here's what I said, right? And let me explain some backroom YouTube baseball, because some of the comments talked about it incorrect. Like, they didn't take what I said in the correct way, and that might be a problem of how I was describing that event, but I'll also get on with like explaining it a little better, right? So over this entire time, Brad's audience slowly turned on him. His entire community Discord kicked him from the Discord and became a YouTuber agnostic music Discord, right? Yes, Diesel, it should also be said that he disappeared from the internet and left to, defend them both. Yeah, so every time one of these events would happen, Brad would leave the internet saying he's taking a break for his mental health. After the Rose Malay stuff, he took quite a long break, but he was still tweeting and shit like that, right? So he wasn't really gone. I had said in that video, I said, Brad needs to build an audience that won't tell him who he can and can't be friends with. Right? So he needs to build an audience that won't tell him that he can't be friends with somebody because they're an asshole. Right? So, like, if Brad wants to interact with Ethan Klein, he should have the autonomy and be able to communicate that he is an independent person who's allowed to interact with people that they don't like. I know that I interact with people I know you all don't like all the fucking time. And I do not care, right? Some people thought that meant a hug box. However, I would tell you this. You probably don't want an audience that is going to be like that with you, right? You attract an audience like yourself when you do YouTube. This is why everybody in my audience is like a sexual degenerate. Right? It's why I had an issue with somebody gooning in my Discord. Right? You attract people that you're like. So you want to put out a version of yourself on the internet that isn't going to be infuriating to deal with in the future. That is normal and also how we run our business. You need to develop an audience that is not going to rip you apart for doing things in the business. Unfortunately, Brad did not do that. It came off very obviously that Brad had developed this audience. He's very much one of those holier-than-thou type of people, right? So he leaves for a while, and Brad comes back. And when he came back, he produced a short video. I'm not really going to play it, but I'm just going to say that this happened for the sake of our timeline, right? Which, by the way, very interesting. You could actually see Brad deleted some videos from his channel recently. And we'll explore that in a little bit, guys. So Brad comes back, and in this video, and again, this is like one of those things where it's like there is a type of white guy. And it's specifically white guys that do this, okay? I'm not white, I'm brown. Right? But it's that, there's like I guess it's like webcore sludge vibe. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like if you picked the video out of the trash and it had like a bunch of like Family Guy funny moments stuck to it and like funny sound clips from like 4 or 5 years ago, right? And there was like a schlubby like dude on it, right? And he was talking about, I don't know, the war in Gaza, and his experience is a marketing degree from a community college. Right? So you can tell, I'm not playing it because there's obviously like copyrighted music, right? But it's like, oh, this is Brad's video where he's coming back, and it's like this weird man walks through forest, funny fat guy dance thing, and it's weird. It's weird. And it's bad. And not but 24 hours later, Brad has a meltdown. You see, 24 hours after this video came out, Brad made it a day. Something bad happened to Brad. Now, a lot of these tweets are gone. However, the community, Little Guys Incorporated, and this is why I say community needs the A-log. You guys, if you like a topic and you want to make sure that it gets covered in the future, we got to put in our due diligence to make sure that this stuff gets covered, right? To make sure that the threads are always updated with like new stuff that happens, right? So I'll switch this over to the Discord because it'll give us a better look over what is happening. And I get, and you guys are gonna see all the messages I haven't responded to, but here. It's in here somewhere. I have like a bunch of windows. Here we go. Boom. So there. That way you can just see the thread. Mods message Diesel all at once. Right. So this Paruco person said Bradtaste in music put me $411 in debt and was refusing to help resolve this. So basically what this Paruco person alleges about Brad is that Brad didn't pay them for editing work. Brad's argument to this changed multiple times. And I'll run you through some of those really quickly. I should say that after the tweet went up, Paruco did get paid for it, right? They said, Brad has since sent me the money after the tweet went up. However, as it stands, I shall continue to feel unable to trust him, especially with anything financial. And they show a screen cap of Brad saying, I sent that 300 I forgot to send. Tina reminded me. Sorry about that. Also messed up the wording of the previous message. So Brad's so what happened is that a refund went through, right? So Brad, some people tell me that Brad didn't get a notification, right? Ex-Brad fan here. I'm not entirely sure what's happening right now. Hope I can catch up here. I am trying to cover so much information because so much happened in the past week. So if anybody has anything to add, please feel free. Skelly in the chat, I believe the story was that they had an editing program to do the work, and then some canceled sub charged them for the program, so Brad was supposed to pay them the money back and didn't do it. Okay, yeah. So from what I know, it was that there was like a refund and Brad needed to cover the cost, right? So Brad found out about this, and based off of what we know, Brad did not pay them back right away, right? And there is a few things that's going on at the time and a few different allegations that Brad says in retort to these things. Brad alleges he used the wrong account, and that's why he didn't charge back, but that doesn't explain the double charge back. So there was conversations. Paruco was trying to communicate to them, hey, man, I need this money. Can you please pay me? And basically Brad was ignoring them, right? And one of Brad's arguments for why he didn't pay them back sooner was, quote, I have trouble with vision and poor reading comprehension, and my partner broke her glasses and currently is struggling to see. This is what the image looked like to see if there was an issue. This is how it looked on my phone. Immediately, I noticed the recent refund and addressed it. Right? So here's what the image looked like on the phone, and Brad is on a phone, so he could zoom in by spreading his pinched fingers, right? Is that outrageous, right? They're clearly sending something related to money. You want to take some time to go do that? One of the things I always try to do when I hire someone is pay them right away. Sometimes people do work for free, and I go, hey, can I pay you? Now, what's funny about this is some of the other things. His partner, for example, there were like pictures of her like clubbing at the same time this went out. So he's like talking about his partner, which, by the way, he talks about both him and his partner being disabled. But, you know, like she's like so non-disabled, she's out like the night of, which was really weird. Last thing I will mention, the money was paid upon any knowledge of knowing I owed anything immediately. Okay, Brad, those are all really, really good points that you bring up. But I do want to show the video. So part of the reason that I have a problem with this is not even Brad at least made good on it and paid this person back. But what makes this an insane issue is that Brad acted like a child about it and a complete moronic idiot. Okay? And I don't know how people can be like a fan of somebody who's listen, be a fan of whatever YouTuber you want. I don't care. Maybe I'm abrasive. Maybe I'm mean. Maybe I'm a piece of shit. Maybe you don't like that I talk about how I jerk off, right? Maybe any of those things. Maybe that bothers you. But I really dislike the whole, well, woe is me. Like, everything in my life is going wrong. Like, I'm a victim of my own circumstance. You don't understand. I am disabled. I am depressed. Like, in the words of the New York State governor, I am depressed. I am gay. I am bisexual. Dude, I do not care. Like, there are other people that are also struggling too, and they get up every day and they work a shittier job than you. We get to be incredibly blessed because we work as YouTubers. So walk around at least with your head not up your ass. It's really easy. What we dislike is that you haven't owned up to the watermelon statement yet. He used to be a lot more stable. It's been a long period of him having issues over the past year, though. Well, then maybe he should take a sabbatical and get off the internet. You know, like, it's like, that's the thing, right? Like, when I feel myself really struggling, because this internet stuff can sometimes be really draining, what you do is that you go, okay, let me take a step back and not be crazy, right? Because if you're someone like me who gets into arguments all the time, people want to kill me over my weird opinions on YouTubers. Okay, so sometimes I just need to go, okay, what? Okay, fine, and then take a step back. You know, that's just how it is.
Hi guys, this is Bradley here. I needed to make.
So this is the really weird video. It might be a little quiet. I'll turn it up for you guys.
Hi guys, this is Bradley here. I needed to make this message. I am going through a lot emotionally right now, but I need you to understand that I am being accused of a lot right now.
So what Brad is, and allow me to try and steel man what he's saying, right? So Brad leaves the internet. Brad comes back. He leaves the internet because of Rose Malay stuff, which is his fault.
Classic.
For the watermelon funds.
I know. I need to make good on it. So Brad leaves the internet because it's his fault that he caused a massive issue with the Rose Malay stuff. He leaves the internet of his own accord, right? You've heard me say it before. The only person who can cancel you and ruin your career is yourself. So if you step away from it, that means you feel guilty. Not that you, like, that's just what it is. So now Brad comes back, and he's immediately going through this stuff with Peruko that makes him emotional.
And I'm going through a lot, and this is very serious. And this person who is supposed to be my friend has publicly accused me of theft on a platform, and I believe they are trying to hurt me.
So first of all, Brad was crying. We can see that he was crying. And, you know, maybe there's some stress to be called, but this is when you kind of like, okay, somebody's accusing me of not paying them. Let me take a step back. Hey, man, I was away. I didn't see any of your messages. I'll pay you by end of business day today. Sorry for any confusion. If you need anything else from me, I'm here and I'm readily available. And then that's it, right? Yeah, this is one of Brad's deleted tweets. Right? That's all you say. That's all you say. That's all you need to say in Discord DMs. Maybe you could follow it up with, listen, I'd prefer if we resolve this behind the scenes. Can you please take the tweets down? If they say no, you go, okay, I'm going to make a statement saying that I haven't been around and haven't been available. This is a big misunderstanding, and I'm working on resolving it now. Boom, bum, Bob's your uncle, you're done, right? We do a lot of customer service with Man and Potion Coffee. My brother gets right on that. He's like, listen, man, sorry about that. Let us resolve that for you, right? It doesn't mean that you go and you start crying, okay? Things happen in business. Sometimes chargebacks happen. Sometimes refunds happen. You just go, let's all breathe. You know, you don't need to get all worked up about it. This isn't a worked up situation. This is business. Just be calm. He was collecting boulders.
And I am not okay. And I've been spending literally any moment I could all day trying to figure out this financial thing with them. Literally, like, from the moment that I knew it was serious, I was getting calls, my fiance was getting calls, and we were answering them and, like, picking up, and, like, I was like, okay, something is serious, like, something is wrong. Okay, this charge, deal with this. Okay, 151, got it. Oh, I gotta deal with other stuff, I'm busy. Peruko, I need you to be patient with me, please. I'm busy all day. I come back, and it's like, I literally am, like, struggling, and Peruko's like, fuck you, like, look at the PayPal statements, you fucking lie. I'm confused, and then I see this shit on Twitter, and I look at the picture, oh, it says refunded under the bottom one, so I didn't even get to that one yet. And instead, now, 500,000 people have seen something that is a complete fucking lie. I'm sorry.
From a friend!
From a friend! From a fucking...
The energy level's way too high, brother. Way too fucking high. Right? From what I'm seeing right now, it looks like you and Peruko had a bit of a communication error somewhere. Right? This is, like, don't, like, you... First of all, Peruko probably could have solved this privately. Right? But if you were ignoring them...
certified hood classic.
Pappy, I'm told my head is shaped like a melon. Crush me.
Thanks, Falgi. He needs to unplug and learn some mindfulness techniques. So does Falgi, I think, actually, with that dono. Thank you both to Falgi and Do for that. But yeah, there's the other tweet. I screen capped it. Money was paid upon knowledge. I saved his intro video. Here's some more. So Brad blames his disability. So it looks like Peruko called a couple of times and was like, "Hey man, can we address this?" And instead of, like, replying and being like, "Hey, I'm busy," he just kind of left them on red. I don't know if that's really it, but the problem here is that sometimes Brad takes down tweets, other times Peruko took down tweets. I'll take a gander at the video that shows Peruko's attempts to contact Brad in a second. Peruko was on Lyrics' stream and did admit they jumped the gun on making it public. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing for them to say. I think that's a reasonable take to take away there. You know, it's just a shame that Brad's response is 10 times worse than whatever they did. You know, so Brad responds, due to our combined disabilities, the disabilities of him and his partner, who I think is also his fiance, we were unable to tell there was a refund tag under the last amount. And as a result, I assume Peruko was only mentioning the first transaction, which I initially accounted for. I am disabled and misunderstood her. And instead of helping me, she blasted me on Twitter and accused me of theft. Also, I was busy all day and asked for a bit of grace and patience while figuring this out. And instead, both me and my fiance were receiving calls all day as we tried to work. So if there's a workplace emergency and somebody's like, okay, first of all, if there's a payroll issue, you resolve that first. You always resolve that first. Payroll should take priority. in workplace responsibility, right? Because when people aren't getting paid in a business, something is wrong. Something is really wrong, right? If someone comes into your office and is like, hey, HR hasn't given me my check for the last 4 weeks, you go, uh-oh, let me fucking resolve that. That's what you do, okay? That's what a business owner does, all right? Couldn't he hire someone to manage his payroll stuff, though? He's definitely way too small and doesn't make enough money for that. But, you know, it's also really not something that requires... It's that this is a soft skill. Anybody can do what Brad was doing, right? It's like an HR skill. You can know how to do this. Anybody can. All right? Anybody can learn how to do this. Same way you do your taxes every year, you can learn how to do this. So, but my problem with Brad's response is this weird, like, learned helplessness that he and his fiance seem to have. That learned helplessness is really pathetic and really unbecoming of somebody his age. I think for his age, he should be acting a little bit more mature. You know, we aren't defined by our disabilities or our struggles in life. We're a lot more than that as people, right? I know I have people in my audience that are disabled, but they work through it. They work hard jobs. Some of them are very well-educated people, right? They don't use their disability as like an excuse for why they should fail. They succeed in spite of their disabilities. You know, you shouldn't be taking this learned helplessness because you're hard of seeing or hard of hearing, right? You're not less than because of those things. I don't know why Brad acts like that is the case and that he needs to be taken care of by other people. That doesn't need to be the case. I know plenty of people that are disabled that are very good functioning members of society, and to act this way is really pathetic, in my opinion. So here's the video with Peruko. I'll keep it a buck. Brad also is the most uninteresting person in the fucking universe, and his audience just takes care of him. See, we even got people now. As someone who is almost legally blind, using eyesight as an excuse is stupid since there's so many ways to make things online easier to read. He could have just said there was a payment issue and it'd be resolved. I don't need to know your disabilities when it comes to running your business, Brad. Yeah. So this is on August 19th. Peruko. Hey. Peruko calls. Okay, there's clearly something missing here that we're not seeing, right? Hey, at 10:26, Peruko calls near 2:20 in the afternoon. Hey, I kind of need your help. Time passes. Calls 2 minutes later. We need to talk. PayPal balance, negative money. Yeah, this freaked me the fuck out. I'm currently sitting on like 40 cents in my personal bank account. So the next thing I know, I'm apparently $411.82 in debt. Yeah, his girlfriend's on the back of vocals. Can't wait for Diesel to make a sad boy video when he can't pay us. No, when I can't do this as a job, I will go get a normal 9 to 5. And if I have to work a shitty job in the meantime, oh well. That's life. Send me the list of transactions. I will say, Peruko didn't explain the situation. Should have been like, hey, I'm having an issue. It says that I'm $411 in debt. Calls right after sending that message at 10 o'clock in the morning, okay? They did not say what the issue was until 2:30 in the afternoon. They probably should have front-loaded that. I get that they're friends, apparently, or were friends, but, like, just get right to it when it comes to this stuff, all right? Money's serious business, okay? No reason to beat around the bush. There we go. Send me the list of transactions. All right. Brad sent money. Oh, yeah, you can see that it says refunded there. Brad, refund sent. Is it just the 151? I don't know. I had no problem in my PayPal before this. The debit transfer might have just moved the money into your account. Suddenly, it's saying I have negative $400. So the way Brad talks about it is like they're getting calls all day. But how old is Peruko? The messages make it seem like they're young. Yeah, they do sound young. This does sound like a young person who's an editor. Anybody who edits for me, like in a professional capacity where I pay them money, I give them training beforehand because I want to make sure they meet the standards that I set. So usually this stuff doesn't happen. Also, they're usually a little older. But they do come off as very young. The debit transfer might have just moved money into your account. Suddenly it's saying I have negative $400. Could be negative on PayPal, but you have 250 in the account. I'll send you to 151. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with the negative 400. I transferred the money to my debit card so I could buy Final Cut. I got the money. Then it brings it down to a negative 200. Dude, I literally can't fucking live with this negative bank balance in my account. This is fucking dangerous for me. I literally don't have the money for my money to be fucked around like this. Yeah, they kind of freaked out preemptively. 248. What are you doing right now? Brad hung up on them. Brad hung up on them. Calls them back. Brad hangs up on them. I'm sorry for getting upset earlier. I just need you to understand how serious of a situation this is. So someone hung up on somebody, but I'm assuming Brad hung up on them. And then later at end of business day, Peruko sends a call. Peruko waits 20 minutes, sends another call. Peruko waits an hour, sends another call. Hey, you okay? No, I'm not okay. I can listen for a bit if you need to vent, but I can't call. Brad, there's clearly a money issue on your end. Why are you ignoring it? I don't understand. I'm stressed about the money situation. My PayPal is basically unusable at this point. PayPal told me they can't do anything about my situation. And this is all on you. I haven't used my account for literally anything else but this. I can send you the statements. This is everything that has happened in the last 90 days. I'm going to debt. Yeah. Yeah, it almost seems like he's ignoring it. I think Brad overstates the severity of his issues as an excuse to do nothing. Yeah. Peruko at 7:30. I'm going to bed. I literally told you to confirm with PayPal. I did. I fucking did. Ooh. So is Brad... Okay. Brad got snippy with... I don't know. I feel like Peruko's anger earlier is a little bit more justified than Brad's. But then again, I'm also not a Brad fan, so maybe I'm unjustly criticizing Brad here. Peruko, is this about the $151? Because that's the only transaction in any picture I see. You better be careful with getting this upset over something that I've been working on at my own pace throughout the day. Which is weirdly threatening of you to say, Brad, but whatever. Now you have your girlfriends you can talk... Now you have your girlfriends you can talk to, and they can help you figure this out. If I get proof of anything more than the $151 that was taken out, then I'll figure it out. This is not my place to solve this. And then it turned out it actually was Brad's place. So Brad just didn't look at the information because I pointed it out earlier when we looked at the image where you could easily see it. You know? Brad wasn't totally wrong with the confusion in the beginning, but he continues to come off as a rich kid missing with daddy and mummy's money. Yeah. Yeah, the attitude that he has is like really, really rude, actually. Peruko, I'm sorry, but you legitimately aren't taking this as seriously as it should be. I did what I felt I needed to. I sent the $300 that I forgot to send. Tina reminded me. I like how he throws it off onto his fiance. Like, bro, if you weren't, like, getting married to her, you'd be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, right? Tina reminded me. Sorry about that. Also messed up the wording of the previous message. Really, you messed up the wording? It kind of just sounds like you were rude, dude. Like, it's really not that hard to take a second to just be like, okay, let me calm down and deal with this. Right? Just calm down and deal with this. But Brad is very much, you know, getting really fucking full of himself about it. He also keeps saying, forgot to send. It's a fucking chargeback. Yeah. So here's another thing that happens, and it's really, really annoying. Let me invoke the will of iDubbbz here. iDubbbz and Anissa. Listen. As a Switch, I don't mind being on a leash. But some of these brothers are on some serious leashes, and it needs to stop. Okay, keep it in the bedroom. Don't have your better half taking it out onto Twitter and walking you about like they own you, okay? Right? There's like a time and a place for it. You know, like Anissa does a lot of the walking iDubbbz around now, and it's really pathetic. Tina does the same with Brad, right? Holy shit. So Tina will get involved in arguments on Brad's behalf, which is really pathetic. And really, if your partner is a YouTuber, do not argue for them as their partner. Right? Do not do that. It's really, really stupid and weird and cringe. They're an adult. And as an adult, they should handle their business. You shouldn't be, like, doing it for them kind of thing. Some people have, like, responded to me when I say things like that as, like, oh, your partner isn't, you know, doesn't care that much about you if they're not going to defend you. That no. They should care about me enough to respect my boundaries, actually. That's more important. You know, you don't walk into your partner's place of work and go, you're going to give them a raise. You don't do that. They ask for it themselves. Not to mention unprofessional. And what other job is that ever allowed? You told us about this PayPal issue today, about 9 hours ago, after calling us both on Discord until one of us picked up. Which, by the way, I should mention, when Tina and Brad say that Peruko called consistently throughout the day, to the point that it was disruptive, I would disagree with that. I would disagree that Peruko's number of calls reached a disruptive amount, personally. I think the level of distance between those calls generally is pretty respectful, and left plenty of time in a day to get work done. 2, YouTube videos are actually pretty easy to produce. The reason that YouTubers don't produce videos at a very consistent level is because a lot of them are just unmedicated. I would make more videos if I was not crazy or mentally unwell. There you go. So I think Tina is very much, you know, over-exaggerating the level of calls here. It was resolved today. So true, bestie. You gotta wake up. And that's really true. I have a really bad sleep schedule, and ultimately, it's completely on me that my level of work is bad, right? And when you're self-employed, you need to be able to admit, like, okay, why am I not getting work done? It's kind of me. I think I need to change things. I think I need to reevaluate things, right? That's part of being a business owner. And it was resolved today. Brad has been there for you through so much. That's also really gross to be like, how could you do this to us? We've been friends to you for a while. You know who does that? Keemstar. Keemstar does something nice for someone and then expects them to bend over backwards for him, as if it's like reciprocal. Kindness should be a two-way street, and people should give kindness unto others, right? But just because you give kindness onto someone does not mean that they need and are required to give kindness unto you if you are being rude to them. Okay? Yeah, that's how Keem operates. He never does anything out of pure niceness. I've been for Brad as well through so much. This situation genuinely hurts me because I feel betrayed by someone I considered a close friend. So, here's Tina. I danced so hard, I broke my glasses. Love you, Detroit. So, this continues to unravel. We'll go to r/YouTube drama for this clip. Bradtaste video from this morning since his subreddit went private. So this is after the Peruko stuff. Brad is continually spiraling out of control. Okay? He's continually spiraling.
What is up, guys? Bradley here of Bradtaste Music Enterprises. And I, of course, am talking to you about the most recent video, which I just removed off my channel, which was reacting to the new Maury Calliope album. I was very proud of this video. I thought it was fantastic. But I removed the video because the person in...
By the way, Brad, if we're talking about level of work, React videos are really low effort. I can shit out a React video in like 4 hours. This stream had no prep, by the way. I'm just reacting to stuff that was previously cataloged in my community Discord. And I have an hour's worth of content here. It's really not a lot of work, just saying.
In the video, let's just say, was really hurting my mental health. And like viciously, so I figured no more of that shit. So yeah, it's a great video, but let me just put it like this: I need to stop making friends online. So what's gonna happen now is there's gonna be a lot less chat interaction.
So because he has 2 bad interactions with somebody online, he has decided to forego online friends. Finding online friends is difficult. Finding good ones is hard. You need to be discerning, but you also need to be comfortable with meeting some shit people.
The video he took down was on an artist he's been shitting on for 4 years. Whatever part of that response was hurting his mental health was probably deserved.
You know, and it's Maury Calliope. She's a VTuber, in case you didn't know. Bradigan. By the way, thank you for the $10. So Maury Calliope used to go by the name Demon Dice. She was a rapper. She is a rapper. And I have a feeling part of the reason he was shitting on her. So Maury used to be a little edgy when she was Demon Dice. And Yeah, she really won in the end. Now, yeah, she still does tours under Demon Dice. There are some Demon Dice songs where she talks about being a white girl, but she can still rap like a black person. And there's like lyrics like that, and they like aged really badly, where you're like, whoa, Maury, can't say that. And I think Maury got a lot of hate and developed a lot of haters because of that. Back in the day, that's probably when Brad heard about her. Is when those really like edgy Demon Dice lines were like resurfaced, right? But you know, hey man, Maury Gallopy's a very famous VTuber now. Yeah, she also had a habit of using the gamer word on Twitter. Yeah.
But I love music. I just really hate that I am like super mentally ill, and I
hate that I'm super mentally ill. Well, you know, the first step is admitting you have a problem.
And anyone has access to the ability to talk to me. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask help from you guys. Financial help, like actual financial help right now. You can add super request things to the bottom. I can also link my PayPal. But right now, I need enough money to support my family. And basically, I need enough money to last about a month, right? So in total, maybe about 10 grand.
Okay. Okay. Now, you know, despite the cost of living being expensive, you might notice, Chad, that it remains pretty popular. Okay. Despite the cost of living being a lot, it remains pretty popular. Okay. Why is his cost of living 10 grand a month? Who spends 10 grand in expenses a month? I mean, you easily can spend 10 grand in expenses, but I can tell you right now, chat, my living expenses are not 10 grand a month. Okay? I think he's getting into 10K for moving. So then why didn't he say that he needed 10K for moving? Why does he need why do you say he needs 10K a month for living?
With my family and moving and
okay, with my family and moving,
closing off leases. Yeah. Like that's like
with my family and moving and closing off leases. All right, that's whatever. That's very expensive. I get it if you're moving.
A minimum, right?
But that's like, I don't know. This is like really pathetic e-begging, right? Like this is like somebody earlier said this is a DSP move. It is a DSP move.
What I'm doing right now is I'm figuring out a system with, and again, I don't want to name any people who I'm working with in case, like, because again, like my name, people are just saying horrible shit. But working with good people.
He sounds drunk, chat. He sounds drunk. Right? Does he not sound like he just like he's drunk or something? Why does he need to break leases to move? What's the urgency? Yeah.
And we're basically going to be making everything a lot cleaner. The live stream totally revamped, just visually. So it's
so you need 10K because you're like putting in more work. Okay, first of all, my entire rebrand, guys, costs like maximum $1,000. Okay? At maximum $1,000. And then some of that I didn't like. Mishi didn't want to be paid for her work. I paid Mishi because she is my friend and she should be paid for her work. Okay? But she was my rigger. She also did the intro screen and the chat box. Okay? And I paid her. And then Toxic did the design and the model, and I paid her. And then Kat did this background that you're seeing right now, and I paid her. And it was easily like under a grand. She was your what? My rigger. Yeah, if you're not making enough money to survive a month, then making your channel look prettier should be delayed. Simple as that. Yep, that's a very good point. Some people haven't seen the VTuber model, Diesel. That's true. That's true. You guys should come to the D&D streams, which we do every other Tuesday at noon.
Gonna look a lot more professional. Chat.
Okay, Brad, you are not professional. Your channel doesn't need to look professional. You are a frumpy guy. Just be frumpy.
I plan on not interacting with any chat because, honest to God, like, fuck that. I want to listen to music. I'm so fucking sick of anyone being able to.
I want to listen to music. I'm sorry. When you do, like, this does not require such an expensive cost of living to do. Okay, getting started as a music review channel is a pretty low barrier to entry. There are more expensive barriers to entry in YouTube. I do not understand.
Like actually, just imagine that. Just imagine anyone in the world being able to say anything to you at any point, and you have to just sit there and accept that. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, that's like part of this job. Here's the thing, right? People say mean things about you, irrespective of if you're online or not. You work in an office, you have office workers that say mean things about you behind your back. People say mean things about everybody all the time because they're insecure. That is a byproduct of humans. We love the gossip. We love it. Right? You need to have your own personal self-confidence to know that this stuff isn't true. That it isn't you. Right? Like, people say things about me that are horrible. But I don't sit here and internalize it because I know those things aren't true. Because I know what kind of person I am. You know, if I couldn't stand it, I'd leave. Yeah. If you can't stand that, don't do it.
So fuck that, okay? I want to listen to music, and I want to get paid so I can feed my family.
I want to listen to music so I can get paid and feed my family. Okay. You also need to provide something to people. We provide entertainment. People come to me and donate to my streams because I give them opinions they want to hear, right? Because I give them a take maybe they won't hear somewhere else. People listen to me over, say, lyrics because I'm really even-handed and well-mannered, right? Like, what are you providing that Anthony Profano? What are you providing that Anthony Fantano does not? Yeah, I also want to do nothing and get money for it. We can't have it all, Brad. Yeah.
And live a nice life so I can make some friends. I mean, some wonderful people now who I care more about than any of this internet shit. Okay, so right now, let's focus on getting some music things done. I do need your help as a community. I do need financial help in order to make it. All right? So I am asking. But what I am offering you, okay? You see that intro
I donate to guilt you into the watermelon bit. It will happen, I swear.
video, that beautiful intro video, I want to make stuff like that.
That beautiful intro video, I want to make stuff like that. You know what, chat? Fuck it. I might as well just show you the fucking intro video. Okay? Great. Diesel, I created a community requested meme. Do you want it? All right. Is this his music or something? Brad just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him 10 grand right now. I might as well. I didn't want to get copyright struck or something, but I'm just going to take the... I won't get paid for the VOD if the video gets copyright claimed, but I don't care anymore. So I think we should see it.
Certified hood classic.
Take my money, Diesel, for just looking pretty.
Thank you, Quantum. That's a lot.
This is a certified hood classic.
Get an extra juicy melon.
Dude, it'll be the juiciest melon this side of the East Coast, I promise.
Make a deep throw the mouth, make it get dry.
So this is the video Brad spent money on, by the way. And also, like, he wants to make stuff like this, okay?
I say, who pussy is this? She say $sign. Who pussy is this? She say $sign. She stripping, still got a 9 to 5. Say that she mine, but that's a lie. These hoes will tell you anything. She want the money, anything. Sausage and niggas really don't be loving these hoes. These hoes don't be loving these niggas. Really, y'all just want the money, money, baby, baby. Pussy ain't baby. She say she got a loss. I said I'm on the smoke, baby. Make it
Okay, so if he edited this, this would have taken me like 30 minutes. Unironically. Assuming I didn't film this, it would have taken me 30 minutes to make this. I mean that completely unironically. Unironically. I would be able to do this in, like, how long does this take him? Weeks? I could bang this out in a fucking hour. Song Ty $sign freestyle, except it's a Midwest emo by lesbian
Brad,
sex
ask
boobs.
for your money back.
Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, well, he needs 10K to make videos like that. Remember, Brad needed 10 grand minimum for his fans, from his fans, for this beautifully done video. Stuff like that. Things are expensive. Things that are fun, albeit with a lot less chat interaction going forward. Brad says he's not here to make friends, and he hates that he's super mentally ill, but he still really needs 10K from his amazing supportive fans. So rise up, Brad Army. As a longtime viewer, I am begging. Get help. You've been spiraling since May. Listen. Guys, the train has already left the station. He will go down the hill and lose his mind. Video's so good, it's worth 10 grand. I cannot believe that. That is insane. I am not putting that on stream, Felgy. Ain't no way. He also made a community post joking that he lost the 10K into laundry, so he needs 15 grand now. We have already seen it. What a joke. What a hilarious joke. I like that it's like a stock photo, too. The next day, he deleted it. I lost my mind and no one paid me 10K. Who do I complain to? You complain to the internet police, Quantum PZ. You complain to the internet police. So we'll finish watching the rest of this Reddit video.
You know, things that are expressive.
Guys, I need 20 grand so I can make my Doug Walker's The Wall parody. I need 10K for the jacket and an additional 10K for the hat and tie.
Things that are fun, that are like, this is what I have to offer. And I like, the best thing ever to me would be if someone could like pay me to make a video on a single song, and I could just spend the whole day filming and listening and like trying to think of just ways I could record things of like stuff that this song inspires me from. Can you imagine if like I could just like branch out, but I was able to like financially do that in a way that doesn't require me to be in front of a bunch of strangers all the time?
Streaming is so easy, Brad. I don't know what you're doing.
Like, that's what I want to do. And I think that's going to result in me being the happiest and healthiest and you guys getting the best content. So, love you. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you. And hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace out.
The best content was the interactions. Does Brad not understand that a subscription would do what he's asking for? His audience probably doesn't want to spend the money. You know? Yeah, I'm so glad he loves us. Shout out to the Brad Nation. Here we go. We'll go back to Discord now. There. Shout out to all our Brad heads. So, there's a bunch. A lot of these are just like Brad's uploading basically what I can call like reaction content to his YouTube channel that I know if I was somebody who wanted to watch a music reviewer, I wouldn't want this stuff. Right? So this is like here. Which, by the way, Brad, thank you for using a green screen, because we can use this. So Brad is like lashing out and spurging at his audience, and this is definitely not the answer that you want to do.
So
insert $5 to continue watching this premium content. See, now he's like trying to like do a debated moment and say that it's like, ha ha ha, I got it. YouTube drama is actually falling for my hilarious joke, which this is a Boogie thing. Boogie has done this exact thing before. Yeah, he's doing the, see, I was baiting you all this time. I was in on it too. And then it just becomes him reacting to a song. Right? Which I'm not even going to play that because, you know, I want money. And I'm already pretty certain I'm not going to get bread from this VOD. Right? So, is this video up or do you take this one down? Okay, this video is taken down. I saved it. Well, not me, but Greg did. So, shout out to Mod Greg. I did it. Everyone thank Mod Greg right now. So this is his video. It's titled Reddit Ruined My Life with him in the thumbnail. Right?
What's up, you guys?
Wait, wasn't there a female Twitch streamer that shamed her chat for not donating?
Yeah, but that was also like, she was like a Findom mommy, you know?
Guys, so this is an important video. I wanted to tell you guys basically that I was roasting a turkey yesterday, right? And so when you roast a
Guys, don't you understand? Brad is in on the joke. He's been fooling us all.
turkey, it's got to be like in the oven for like 2 hours or something, right? Well, I didn't understand this, so
Yeah, the hair thing is fucking me up.
I put a stick through it, all right, and it didn't fit in the oven, so I had to take the stick out, and then I had to take out the stuffing. But when I eventually put it in the oven, it was all good. To anybody who is basically...
This is not racially motivated. This is not racially motivated. This is not racially motivated. He's kind of acting like a monkey right now. He's like ooh, ooh with his body movements right now. You know what I mean? He's giving monkey.
slowing me down from making mental health progress. Slowing
Bro needs that ketoconazole. He got that dandruff hair, bro.
down me donating to charity, making it right with people, getting offline.
Damn, okay, ghetto.
And interacting with friends. If you're one of the people who is stopping me from doing this and also telling me that it's for my own good, fuck you. Fuck you. If you're a subscriber, unsubscribe, leave a comment, and I'll happily hide you from the channel. Genuinely, you guys are some of the worst fucking people I've ever met.
Would it have, like, he would have, okay, he looks extra crazy. Like, he's already, like, whining, but he looks extra crazy because I can't not focus on him fiddling with his hair.
And I'm glad that I'm going to stop making friends on the internet.
Does he think his fans are friends? I feel like he's confusing friends with fans and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Because genuinely, I don't want anything to do with like 99% of you guys. Shout out to the short, you know, the small amount of the audience that actually does like care. But you guys have seen me, who's mentally ill, and have
dude, he's just like Rose Malay. He's just like Rose Malay. Rose did the same exact shit.
Essentially done the fucking worst thing you ever could to someone who's mentally ill, and I no longer feel...
You know what, Brad? I hope you get worse. I hope you spiral out of control. Okay? I hope it gets worse for you, Brad. If you're gonna be this much of an asshole. Not only do I have no sympathy for you, I hope you get worse.
Bad about it, nor am I taking the blame for it, so fuck you. Leave me and my partner alone, and I'm gonna...
You and your partner are equally sick together, and you guys should learn to live in a box. God, piece of shit.
Keep making videos. Fuck it, every single day. Let's do it every single day, because fuck you. Because fuck you. Goodbye.
If he's so mentally ill, quit the stress of streaming, go get help. I know. He's doing it to himself, and then he's like acting like he's a victim of something. It's ridiculous. So then Rose Malay has responded about all of this, which is hilarious. Oh wait, this is from a month ago. Okay. Is this the...
I believe they were trans.
Is this... What is this? Why did I not... What's different about this? Why is there another Rose Malay video? Dude, she went from being friends with him to going to try and take him down in an exposed video. This is wild. It's a clip special. You know what? I'm on board for it. Whatever. Rose Malay, I'm locked in.
I was so wrapped up in my own that I was just like, I don't care about your gender. Hey, you're I mean, my God, I didn't even realize that word had been on an island and isolated and you couldn't say it anymore. I said it in a fucking awful context, too.
I was trans...
You know, Brad kind of reminds me of the Gratata guy. You know?
Phobic at 17. I like Trump at 17. Rose remembers. I can tell you for sure that I've said the N-word. But you guys already knew this. Come on. Oh my God, I know.
I can't wait for somebody to clip me when I say that I've said the N-word before. Oh, the horror.
Oh, it's terrible. You guys are acting like you've never said something you weren't supposed to say before. Come on.
You know, the thing is that what's funny though is that Brad now would act like he's never said it. You know?
Chill.
He released an album last year as like Big Baller B, and like he uses the N-word like in the album at one point.
I'm hot out the oven, but my niggas on the north.
Remember when he said he didn't know all of Rose's worst things?
My niggas, Nigga, trigger, all the niggas down on the block.
Brad claimed on both his Twitter and his community tab that he was not aware of my rape comments. That is a blatant lie. Here is a tweet from May of 2018 where he very clearly is responding to one of my...
Yo, Nate, you think you can chill? You think you're so great? Just take a look at Rose and her comments on rape. I miss the old Brad.
comments about rape. And here is a second tweet.
Dude, she's like using her own like moment when she became like a lol cow to own the other guy. Which also, by the way, way too many tabs. That's really alarming and I feel unsafe.
He is very clearly responding to one of my comments.
This is not including her insanely unethical comments on Hitler, gays, rapes, and trans. Literally anything within the no zones. She's a danger to me and a danger to others. If this does not stop, I'll be looking into a restraining order. Whatever that entitles. That is all. Oh my god, this guy has been a piece of shit forever. This is amazing.
About rape. Those tweets are both still up. So for him to say that he had no idea.
Yeah, so he straight up lied about saying that he didn't know. Oh my god.
Is just a blatant lie and an attempt to save face, because what he cares about most is not losing his audience. Brad has told me in the past that he doesn't care what I post and that he also looks for attention. He's just more careful about how he does it. He says that Twitter is horrible.
Yeah, she said if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna take you with me. I respect that. For real, I respect that. I respect that. She's owning. She's bringing the receipts right now.
And that I was just voicing my opinion. Now that you're fully aware that Brad has been fully aware of all the things that I've said, his sudden 180 starts to make a lot less sense. He's saying the first time I actually stand up for what I believe, I essentially get voted off my committee. It's so bad, the internet is so bad, and it's just so stupid. He said he's been afraid of people judging him for so long that he's been tucking his tail with talking about me, but he truly believes in me. And I said...
Imagine being like, I'm your good friend. We're really good friends, but I'd never go to bat for you. That's fucked up. You know, he like brought it onto himself. And then when push came to shove, he was just like, yeah, I support you, but I'd lie in public.
Completely understand. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he talks about being betrayed. Yeah.
I promise I won't disappoint you. All positive things moving forward. And he responds with, even if you disappoint me in the future, you're more than that. And you should be allowed to make mistakes. I trust you. Some of you may not be aware, but he's actually posted on his community tab promoting me twice. The first time he said that he deleted the post due to major backlash, but it still got the ball rolling. I apologize for all the negative comments that he got. And he said, nah, don't worry for me. I'm happy for you. I'm genuinely glad you did something non-controversial and being praised for it. Here he says, I want you to know that you don't bother me. I actually appreciate you checking in on me. I'm glad we're on good terms now. Even though I look at your tweets and go, bro, what the fuck is Rose on? I still see you as a friend and I'm not going to throw that away. And as you'll notice, he threw that away the very second that threatened his career. When it comes to controversial stuff that I say, there have been multiple times in the past where Brad has confined to me in DMs that he either agrees with what I'm saying or that he wishes he could be as open as I am.
Oh my god, bruh. Oh my god. See, because now Brad is caught not only pretending to lie in public, but now he's like caught lacking with Rose's opinions. Because Rose had some really racy shit she said. Right? So now it looks like that Brad like avows those horrible things Rose said.
but worries about retaliation from his fan base. Here, Brad says to me, this is exactly what I was saying, but because I'm cis, I can't say it. Brad has confided in private to me several times that he actually hates the audience that he's cultivated, responding to some—
Wow. Yes, he does continue to step on rakes, but we also reap what we sow, if we're going to keep up the gardening analogy. Brad has a shitty personality. Brad attracts a shitty audience. As a result, Brad is getting owned and chewed up by his own audience. What a fucking surprise. Okay? I actually quite like my audience. You know, sometimes you guys say shit that I disagree with, but it's never anything that I go like, I don't really care that much about it. You know? But like, generally speaking, I'm pretty fucking happy with the audience I have. Like, this is great. A bunch of people get to compliment me and call me pretty, even though I'm sitting here in a sweatshirt, bed rotting. Who could fucking complain about that? Diesel called me the N-word once. You're my neighbor, and I'll do it again.
some of his fans' criticisms.
Diesel, take a shower. I took one today.
On Twitter, he says, dude, these people are so fucking stupid. Oh my god. He also says to me, that was my fucking point, lol. Get it? But whatever, I'll just accept it and not care too deeply. Bradtaste in music hates his Discord community. He says, someone else was banned from my Discord for saying what I said. So whatever, lol. Also important to note that if you go on Bradtaste in Music's Discord, a lot of people have been considering renaming the Discord because they don't even like Brad anymore. And a lot of the comments on that Discord are basically criticizing Brad for all the stuff that he says. I avoid Discord for this reason. People don't know how to communicate normally. Talking about
Neither does Brad. Brad doesn't know how to communicate normally. Brad is complaining about the exact guy he is.
Fans. Talking about his...
Gee, it's almost like you should treat your audience like actual people rather than dollar signs. I don't... Like, obviously, I'd like money. I like money. Why do I stream? I like money, right? We all understand that I run a business, that I need the money to survive, so I need the donations. But I'm not like going around being like, guys, please donate. I need 10 grand or else I'm not going to be able to sit here and jerk off and react to weird disabled people on the internet.
own Discord server, he says, I have...
Hold on 1 second, chat. Guys, if you don't send me 50K, I will not be able to clone Doug Walker and include the homunculus in my haha funny wall parody.
Speaking of running a business, please buy Diesel's coffee
That's
that
true.
he refuses to promote.
So he
has a new lemonade.
You should buy Mana Potion Coffee at manapotioncoffee.com. Thank you for that, cool anime girls. You should buy our lavender lemonade. The lavender lemonade is going away soon. Lavender lemonade is going away soon, so make sure to buy the lavender lemonade before the summer is out. Okay? It's actually really fucking good, by the way. I actually do quite enjoy it. The hot cocoa, I was like okay with. It's kind of like a love or hate thing, but the lavender lemonade is like a really hard thing to hate. Like I really fucking enjoy the lavender lemonade. I'm kind of upset that it's gonna be a seasonal item, but you know, who the fuck drinks lemonade in like February, right?
Avoid that Discord like it has rabies. Every time something bad happens in the community, I know where it came from. Now, as a trans woman, some of the things that Brad has said in the past about trans people have upset me. As recent as 2020, Brad responded to a post of someone simply stating that trans people aren't obligated to tell you if they're trans by saying that he doesn't even want to have an honest conversation. He just wants to say, I am right, you lose, bye, and that the tweet has harbored such a hostile environment. What a lot of you also don't know is that as soon as Brad started blowing up on YouTube, a lot of his original friends started turning against him.
Back in 2017, all the people that he was originally friends with, like most of them have turned against him because of his behavior. And I was the first person to really call him out. I know a lot of people afterwards started to realize some of the things that I'd already realized.
Here's a conversation Brad had with a friend about his channel.
Brother. Oh my god, dude. This lore goes deep. The lore against Brad goes deep. There's a lot of people who hate Brad. A lot of old friends not fans of him. Just so everyone knows, this is the type of person Brad is. Egotistical, money-driven, power-crazy, and he full well knows what he's doing, and he's proud of it. By the way, I lost my respect for him after he told me all this, so I could care less about our so-called connection.
Him egotistical, money-driven, power-crazy, and fully knows well what he's doing. In the DMs, he said he loves music and making content on it.
The community hates people like me. I'm a businessman. Always have been. I never fit to a group. Okay, Brad, if you're a businessman, you're horrible at it. You're a shit businessman, and you should go get a regular 9-to-5 so you could understand what the working world is like. Because you act like a petulant child, you do not act like a business professional. You're pathetic. You're a loser. You're pathetic. Holy shit. I love music and I love making content on it, but I also love watching my empire grow. Shut the fuck up, you discount Illuminati wannabe. You pathetic Illuminati. Fucking loser bitch. Holy shit. The community is trying to box me in. I don't want that. I want to focus my channel and try pushing my content to its furthest point without worrying about the people who aren't on my side, no matter what. As much as people deny it, it becomes about numbers. I hope Buffalo would get it, but he didn't. I'm glad with my watchers and those who are around me now. Okay. I really do think you need to have some sense of humility with success. If you spend too much time thinking it's about numbers and ignoring the human element, you become just like a really shitty person. Okay? Like you need to understand. Like I interact with people who are less important than me. If you want to like talk numbers, right? Like I have friends who are not as famous of YouTubers, but I don't put myself, I don't think myself better than them. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't. Okay? Because everybody's at different places in their journey, and you shouldn't put them down because they're less than you.
But he also loves watching his empire grow. Now, a very weird phrase to use, especially considering the fact that he only had around 10,000 subscribers at the time, and he's referring to his YouTube sub count as watching his empire grow. And
that's insane.
Doesn't want to worry about people who aren't on his side no matter what. Here's another commenter bothered by his phrasing of his audience as growing his empire. It's become about numbers. He hoped his friend would get it, but he didn't.
He wants to push his content without worrying about people who aren't on his side no matter what. So like you can't have disagreements with people. So he's just kind of unnecessarily like starting this kind of like divide against the people who like he was friends with because he has more subscribers than them now.
Also in 2018, Brad has this interaction with a fan. The fan simply says, I just think with your audience, I think you should think about your actions more if I'm being honest.
Which I mean, that sounds like a really reasonable comment,
That's
right?
exactly what I want to say to him.
But Bradley, for whatever reason, like you wouldn't think that this kind of comment would tick someone off because it's a very reasonable.
Dude, Rose has been A-locking his ass for years. Dude, when he betrayed Rose, he made his Joker, okay? Like, he made his worst enemy. Girlie came to cook, dude. She came to cook.
Comment for someone to make.
Like, people can hate her, but she's cooking right now. And nobody picked up on this video. You know, she's gotten a lot of shit for this, but she's still cooked.
To which Brad responds by calling this person an ableist slur.
Bro. You good, man? Like, I hope I don't offend you too much. I get it's a sensitive topic, and I'm sorry if I hurt you at all. I'll be good. It's just with your audience, I think you should think more about your actions, if I'm being honest. Bro, fuck you. Like, you're actually mentally ill. Not because of the depression, but retardation.
F you. Like you're actually mentally ill. Not cause of depression, but our wordation.
To make things
no wonder he and his partner are such pathetic assholes. Holy shit.
worse, this person was a trans woman And he then proceeded to actively misgender this person, to which Brad admits to in a now deleted response video that he posted to his channel about the situation.
I was so wrapped up in my own that I was just like, I don't care about your gender.
He claimed,
she cooked. Brad, what fucking planet are you on? This is literally the opposite of what I saw. What I saw was that Luna gave you her thoughts about one of your videos and you decided to talk shit to her. You call her the R word and invalidate her depression. Stop digging the fucking hole. The context is that Luna talks shit, so I talk shit back. She uses misleading screenshots to push her victim complex. I've never had less respect for anyone than I do for Luna. She makes every community look bad that she's a member of. It hurts to watch. This guy has been getting away with this pathetic loser behavior forever. When in reality, the commentary community probably should be A-logging him like we've been A-logging Ethan is online. Okay? Why is it that Ethan is online and Bradtaste and Music seem like they came from the same homunculus vat? I don't think it's a surprise.
that she's using misleading screenshots to push her victim complex, and that he has never had any less respect for anyone than I do of her. She makes every community look bad that she's a member of. It hurts to watch. I would like to remind you that all she said is that Brad should be careful what he says because of his audience. Here's someone else referring to the situation of him misgendering the trans woman, same person he called an ableist slur, and also claiming that he invalidated her depression. Brad also has a severe ego problem.
The truth is, like, I have like seen from Brad following him on Twitter and stuff, I was getting the impression that he, you know, he kind of does have an issue a bit with like being pretty arrogant and stuff. I got into Brad's Discord and people were sending me a ton of screenshots and everything about all this, you know, stuff he's...
People disregard Rose because of a lot of the past shit she has said, and I think people didn't believe she disavowed those comments. However, she is showing you don't burn a bitch twice.
He's been doing, just being really rude and mistreating them and also acting really arrogant. So I thought, okay, so here we have Bradtaste Music, a fellow music critic who I've always seen to be kind of arrogant or whatever, and now people are reaching out to me with like actual stories and screenshots. You and a number of other people have sent me screenshots and reached out with other, you know, shitty things Brad has done.
He's a very egotistical person. I get the impression from him that he just thinks he's better than everyone else, and I can definitely see it through his actions and through his tweets. And I remember this because he had like literally less than 1,000 subscribers at the time. When I met him, he had 300 subscribers, and that's when we did our collaboration. And like maybe like a few months later, I noticed he started getting like 100 or 200 subs in like a week or something. And I remember being like, whoa, that's crazy. Congratulations. And as soon as I said like, congratulations, how'd you do?
I'm more curious whose call she's on. Nani, can we find out somehow? Yeah, who is that?
It, what's some advice? His response to me is, you are late to the blow up party.
She doesn't have any sources too. Fuck.
Well, my thumbnail game is unmatched. Post Fall Out Boy thumbnails are A+.
Okie dokie, Brad. Okie dokie.
Plus, I suggest you get creative and break.
I think a lot of the shit Rose got is completely valid, by the way. Okay. But it doesn't discredit everything she says. Right? I think some people would discredit her on the basis of what she's said in the past. But, you know, it's just a matter of like, okay, well, you know, how like, what are you going to do?
Out of normal formats. And this is him getting like...
But it's very clear Rose Bolet has a big Google Drive folder filled with her Brad details. And I need it. For reasons. Just saying. I don't know. You know, if anything happens.
200 subscribers or 300 subscribers in a month. And that's like him being like, oh, you're so late. And he just, the way...
Can we get a Rose Diesel interview? I'd do it if she'd want to. It'd probably be about Brad, though. Less about her.
that to me.
That's
just
terrible.
Like, so weird. That was just like the first point where I was just like, okay, this guy definitely has some like ego issues.
Yeah, and he's still at it like to this day.
Similar tweet to this around the same time. He
What
says,
lip
I
balm are
feel
we
like
working
Jesus.
with there, boss?
Thank you to everyone who
Duke
has helped me
Cannon,
share my videos.
bomb.
And it's basically saying that he's growing a lot. Again, he had less than 1,000 subscribers for this. It's okay to feel proud, but like when you say you feel like Jesus, and then you say, "Oh, well, you're."
It's like mental. Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw Rose get into like serious like beef with like people like Turkey Tom and Chud on that stream a few months ago, and you know I respect a lot of what Tom does. I think he cannot. You know, there's like a time and place to like be like skibbity gigaday gadag do pilled and shit like that, right? You know, it's like, okay, whatever, I get it. You're like being funny, but like, you know, sometimes I actually just want to actually talk to these people. I want to figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm just not of the mentality to like always make a when like this, you know, people that are clearly insane or something. It's just not my style, right? So I'd understand why somebody like Rose wouldn't want to speak to me. But I am saying it right now. Rose, I have been struggling to find a video to put out on the main channel for months. If I could see what you had, I would love to do a Brad video. Okay? I would enjoy that. But no pressure. In case somehow that gets clipped and it gets to you. I take like a more serious approach to things, right? Reach out into her DMs, maybe. I don't even think she's on Twitter right now, but I'll check after the stream.
It's the blow up party when all I did was congratulate you on Twitter saying, hey, congrats for the growth.
Here in March of 2018, he says, I have fangirls sending Instagram DMs, call me Jesus. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the...
I need to read the rest of that. But seriously, it's happening. Luckily, this isn't my first rodeo with Fabe. So, like, they can stay level-headed under 90% of conditions. Okay.
Call me Jesus. Now,
Alrighty, buddy. Alrighty.
I don't have the tweets on me currently, but back in 2018, it was a tweet that he posted on his Twitter, giving the handle of his Snapchat and saying that he was more likely to add you if you were a pretty girl. Here he calls a commenter a pussy for simply saying that he shouldn't be making fun of somebody who has anxiety.
But when you said the whole thing about like the homophobic comment, like I read that. Try in his video, he just says, oh, well, I'm just talking.
I can't tell if this is sarcasm or not. I'm sorry to the LGBT community if I said anybody with my review or any of my comments. I have a feeling that this person actually wants to hear me say, Brad, this homophobic rhetoric is getting out of hand. Please just apologize to the LGBT community. Do I really need to tell you how to be appropriate, how appropriate it is to call out a person on Twitter like this, Brad? Especially an LGBTQ individual voicing their honest opinion. I like how it's punk revolution now, so it's another music reviewer calling him out.
Talking about the fact that the album talks about this, but he like lists that as like one of the reasons he doesn't like the album. I'm a trans woman myself. I'm offended by that. And to me, it's not necessarily just that comment. Like to me, if it was just that, I wouldn't think too much into it. But it's just like knowing his past, knowing that he was a Trump supporter in the past.
He's definitely not thinking about the words he's saying. It definitely comes.
Brad was a closet Trump supporter. Oh my God, this is rough. This is a rough day for Brad cells.
Comes off as homophobic. Maybe he didn't mean it that way, but like to me, the review he posted just comes off as homophobic, and he should have been more careful with his words and apologize for the way he worded it.
Here's Brad saying that he doesn't like having feminism shoved down his throat. I also...
Oh my God, dude. They're referring to me talking about being a closeted transphobe in 2017 to 2018, which is true. People are going out of the way to defend me, and I love y'all, so I'll clear the record. Had been bad interactions with trans folk and blamed it on them. Typical 18-year-old behavior.
I just want to mention this tweet right here. So what he's referring to is actually a clip from a live stream where he's specifically responding to a comment where I said that I knew him at the time and was aware of comments that he's made. He claims that this transphobia was just typical behavior. Now, if you go back, you'll notice that a lot of tweets he made.
Go watch my review of this album that literally gave me AIDS and at least 7 STDs.
At the start of his channel were very questionable. Now, what you'll notice is that Brad has a lot of tweets public on his account where he says the N-word.
Well, that says Nibba. So I don't know about that. You know, it's like 1 degree off. You know, it's like, we're interesting here, okay?
But he replaces a letter with B. This is essentially him saying the same thing, but changing it slightly so he doesn't get...
Yeah.
trouble.
Diesel defending Brad, I see. Well, like I said, Mishi is my rigger for my VTuber model. You know, guys.
Weird comments.
I give this sex change a 7. Oh my god.
This in particular is just a weird comment to make. And as you'll notice, this is a trend where he has multiple tweets.
Stop giving my nibba head to watch that video. I was disturbed. That wasn't even a debate.
It's using this exact word and even this as well.
What? No.
Has multiple tweets using this.
All right. You know, in Rose's, okay, Rose did this correctly, right? Because this is a weaker argument for Brad being a piece of shit, right? I'm an hour behind, but so far this feels cruel to Brad for no reason. Unless there's something terrible he did that I haven't heard about yet. Brad just seems like a kid with some mental... You new here? You new here? You're an hour behind, but you new here? Have you seen what I react to on stream? The last guy we talked about for 5 hours on stream was a diaper fetish, right-wing, reactionary, libertarian monarchist. I think he's new here.
Exact word and even this as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I would just like to remind you that I've never said this word in my life. Now, Brad also used to be a Trump supporter, saying that...
That's also like, you know, it's like, I think he's allowed to have his political views and he's allowed to change over time, you know? Like, there's a time in my life when I was way more right-wing than I am now. It's crazy what pussy does to a motherfucker, right? I don't know.
The Grammys in 20...
Can't stand this jackass unfunny host. The entire Grammy show is a cringe fest. I'm all for a good Trump joke and a jab, but there's no setup or punchline. You're just pushing your agenda so blatantly you are funny. Which, you know, that's like, eh.
18 are a cringe fest.
Yeah, me too. I was 12.
And that they are quote-unquote pushing their agenda.
Well, the Grammys are cringe and will forever be cringe regardless of any related political party. So, you know, whatever. But, you know, like, I'm more left-leaning now. I think you're allowed to have a moment in your life where you're like, I was this way, now I'm that way. I think it's healthy to have your opinions change over a long period of time. That's normal.
Agenda blatantly. Here's him saying that Trump did a stupid thing, but it has nothing to do with him, so he'll just keep living his life and memeing on. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the clip for this, but very recently, I want to say maybe about a month ago, Brad was talking about an artist on his live stream during one of his paid reaction requests, and then he proceeded to call this person a racial slur.
More of him just melting down, my opinion probably won't change. If he's raping his underage relatives like Ben Dorp does to his daughter, then F that guy. You know, these things are all relative, right? There's not like an objective scale of somebody who's a piece of shit. Like, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, you know, like we can't just like gauge my response to somebody on the basis of whether or not they're a criminal or not. Okay? Like, I could dislike somebody and say they're a shitty person for simply cutting me off in traffic, and I'd be completely justified in it. Well, he'll be seeing what you say an hour later, Diesel. I know. Since it'll be an hour later, and I'll probably be off stream, I hope he gets hit by a bus. Guys, nobody say that I said that. Nobody say that I said that. Everybody be like, wow, I can't believe Diesel agrees with that chatter. Everybody be like, wow, Diesel, I can't believe you agree with him now. We're gaslighting him. Everybody gaslight this one person.
But instead of N, it started with the letter W. Now, this may have been a misunderstanding, but essentially what that word is
Guys, you gotta understand, I'm building my empire. No, guys, right? We all need to be like, no, you don't understand. Diesel agrees with you. Keep it up. We need this person to be like, yeah, you've kind of convinced Diesel to change his mind. This stream is getting cringe now. I'll take. You know, this is everybody thinks that I'm with this guy now.
ridiculing white people for acting too much like black people. It has the same racial intent that the N-word does. It is just directed to white people and disgust for them acting too much like black people or the word. He may not have known this, but he has used the word in the past as
Nah, I just wanted to tweet this. I've been called a wigga unironically, though back when I started my channel. Who gives a shit if you become... Who gives a shit? Dude, you're losing me, Brad. You're losing me, Rose.
you can see from this tweet. Now, after seeing these tweets, it may come as no surprise to you that he has admitted in the past to using the word. Another thing that I have an issue with is that I'm not a fan of the fact that there are people in his community that have spent tens of thousands of dollars in order to see him react to albums.
Skriggle says, do you even know how much money I've donated to you over the years? You have donated $22,388.19. Your first donation was August 4th, 2022.
Okay. Brad is making an obscene amount of money reacting to music. He is just really bad with money. Okay? He is really bad with money.
At 3:48 p.m., and your latest donation was June 8th, 2024.
No wonder he needs 10K. He must be spending it all on fucking weed, dude. What the fuck?
Now the second highest donator, topped by Ned, who hasn't donated in a while, so you only gotta send in another $2,200.
And
Rocky BB celebrates 11 months
11
of
months
membership.
of being
Brad
cringe.
sucks.
And this is clearly unhealthy, and in some cases putting these people in serious financial trouble, but he kind of just enables this behavior, and I've always just had a little bit of a problem with that.
Yeah, streamers don't do this. Do not call out chatters for when and how often they donated. Dude, if somebody donated a max, like, $22,000, like, that's literally, like, that's how much money I make a year, guys. Like, I make $24K a year doing this. Okay? Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Praises 4chan.
But then you go on the only place that matters, Mew.
Dude, okay. He was like a fucking annoying 4chan music kid. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
you go to 4chan.
There's a screenshot of him basically saying that he like started this whole like emo thing just by like shitting on them, and now he has like them as their fans. Like when he started,
bro, the video's been so successful, I don't even get notifications for comments anymore. I am near the top phase of the 21 Pilots reaction. It's kind of funny. You don't like their fans, and now you're on top because they're like watching you. Life is so unpredictable. How could you imagine that?
Name McName celebrates 8 months of membership. Just imagine this is 22K and not a milestone.
Oh man, 22K. Sorry guys, I'm going to go take a vacation now for the next month. Bye bye.
Pappy, we're trying to do right by you.
making these kinds of videos, he was not a fan of emo music. And the only reason he kept making it is
Yeah, no way the music content creator used to visit music-related forums. No way, that's crazy.
because that's what gets the views. Like, I legitimately don't think he cares about, like, Panic at the Disco. Definitely when he started. I think even he will admit it's kind of weird. And I think the people who are like fans of him now might find that a bit interesting. Someone made like a really joke video where like they were roasting all the
Bratz.
Have some working woman money, pappy.
Thank you, Cloudy. That was very nice of you. I know you're working hard right now on the choo-choo trains.
music critics. It was all for fun. It was nothing serious. And like Bradley responded out of nowhere with like this tweet that said, "Felt rushed and void of any humor or irony. I don't think the intention was to make people offended, so it's whatever. But if you want to see a 3-second clip of him saying you're bad, then here you go." So like just these people who are just doing nothing except making videos for fun.
Out of context, I don't think he cares about Panic at the Disco is hilarious. Yeah.
Fun, and he just has the urge to like just roast them for no reason. And like there's a response that says he got ratioed for this. The response says, "It was just meant for fun, dude. It's not serious." A friend that I had around the same time.
Yeah, I think Brad just really struggles with criticism quite a bit. Like some serious amounts. Viewers are divided after Diesel agrees with the chat message. The Diesel is as agreeable as Jesus. While some viewers agree with Diesel, other thinks he's changed his opinion too quickly. The Op Black will discuss him later this week. Holy shit.
His name is Legend BTV. I had a collaboration with him around the same time I did a collaboration with Bradley. He released a video that I guess was kind of similar to one of Bradley's kind of series, but he'd already been doing this kind of thing for months beforehand. And so he basically tweets out, here's what he said. He said, "Bruh, I'm not trying to be a dick because I'm a believer in influence, but the video comes off as a little much."
Why? Okay, dude, Brad, you're like, I get this is 2018 Brad, but that's like, you know, only like very like baby YouTubers give a shit if somebody does a video similar to theirs. You know what I mean? Like I've had people copy my videos word for word and then not credit me, and I just don't even say anything about it. But you know, that's just like the game, right?
Someone responds to him saying like, I mean, like he has been doing that series format for a while now. And then Bradley responds with, "Ranking albums and works is nothing new. The guy is a fan of mine," which the thing about it is the only reason Bradley knows about him is because I collaborated with him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like weird to call him a fan when he's like,
Dude, this is like drama in the music community. This is so great. I love this.
Mutual friends with both of them, if that makes sense. So it doesn't surprise me that he'd be inspired through what I do. I'm just shocked at how blunt and sudden it is. It's just like weird. He just wants to feel
really
like,
weird. That's
all
like
these people are copying me. If you have a music project and you're friends with him, he will literally no holds barred. He will just tell you it's a horrible album if he thinks it's horrible, which I mean, maybe some people might appreciate the honesty of it, but like when you don't ask him for your opinion on something and he just like shits on your album that you worked really hard on. Like it's one thing if you're like a popular musician. I have no issue with that.
Yeah, people have ranked discographies for decades. Yeah, that's wild.
But like when it comes to like the people you are like friends with, when you're just like relentlessly bashing them. I had just released my debut album and I remember Brad just leaves this like really bad review and he says, "Holy shit, you should have seen the expression on my face when I saw this here on the website. I thought I would be an asshole for calling out this independent album while it was just a video on YouTube. I mean, looking at music and putting aside what I personally worked on with Rose, I had to force myself to listen to this. It was not inspiring or like the thing I have an issue with is it was just unsolicited."
Fucked up. Brad's just sending unsolicited criticism to friends is so fucking rude, dude. You know, I try to only give criticism on friends' projects if they ask for it, okay? Like, I don't... Like, I try not to do that, right? Because you don't want to, like, shoot someone when they're down, you know? Do you think he prefers vinyl or CDs?
And for whatever reason, he just decides, even though like we were totally friends at the time, to just
CD's nuts. Oh my god. I can't believe I just fell right into a D's nuts joke. Oh no.
shit on me for no reason. And it's just like, imagine if like you had a friend and your friend like literally out of nowhere responds to an album that you worked pretty hard on and just starts tearing it apart, saying this is a horrible album, this is one of the worst albums I ever heard. And it just like leaves an, like, I don't care that he has his opinion, but just the fact that he just like gives these
Wait till he finds out about Updog. Thanks, chat.
unsolicited advices to people. I kind of take an issue with that.
Absolutely,
and,
yeah. Because like, I mean, this is something I've seen him do before too, where he gives like fake apologies. You know what I mean? Like that's a like it sounds like he starts by apologizing, like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have done that," and then in the same tweet, he shits on your album. It's ridiculous.
Holy shit! I might actually be to blame for this. No joke. I feel bad. To be honest, if you're able to destroy art just because people have a negative opinion on it, then clearly there's no depth to it. That was literally my issue with it in the first place. It's very pseudo-intellectual.
Ridiculous. Like
he's not even sorry for like basically just leaving this really nasty review. Literally, he leaves this review. I recorded a video with him, kind of like really similar to what we're doing now. We were both on Skype and we just like had a blast. We were just talking about some horrible New Music Friday playlist song. That was 2 weeks before he shits on my album publicly.
Yeah, that's.
And we were like still on Discord and talking at the time. It just came out of nowhere. And I was just kind of like confused. I mean, maybe he just thought, oh, everyone's shitting on this album. It would look cool if I don't know what was going on. You know, people have talked to you.
He probably did think, oh, everybody's shitting on Rose's album. I want to fit in. Let me do it too. Right? That's definitely the kind of headspace I could see him in, right? The way he thinks about things and his business and YouTube seems like that's where he would go.
About this kind of stuff and like message you privately about this kind of stuff. Like I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I mean, he also has a history of saying really controversial.
Yeah, it really, you shouldn't review friends' works. Yeah, if you're a reviewer, maybe you shouldn't review friends' works. Conflict of interest and nothing in good can come out of it if you hate it. That's a really, really great point. That's a really great point. I like, you see that happen a lot in the games industry, and I think that leads to a lot of very strange reviews. Where there's a lot of people that talk to each other, so maybe don't review that thing if you know the person, you know? Just give them that kind of respect. It also keeps your professionalism intact, right? Especially as a reviewer. People respect you as a tastemaker.
And it's just like, obviously in the past, like it's not debatable. I think even Bradley admits that like in 2018, around the time that this kind of stuff happened, that he made mistakes. That just proves to me that like this is a serious issue. And I think a lot of his fans, either they don't know about this or they just like his videos and they're like willing to overlook it. But like he's doing the same stuff over again. So I don't understand how he can claim that he's like changing.
Does he have an original thought, or is it just what the mob thinks?
It's honestly, he probably picks opinions that he knows he can get like bread out of, right? Like, you know, sometimes I'm afraid to vocalize opinions because I'm worried what my audience will think. But then I go, yeah, well, they kind of come here for like my how I actually feel. So it's better that I just say it, right? So I just say it. Just like I said, that chatter should get hit by a bus, right? A bunch of you would probably be like, Diesel, that's too far. Actually, you guys probably approve of that. What am I saying? There are people in this audience who don't like that kind of stuff, though, right? There's a lot. Because they expect me to be the non-biased guy or whatever. But, yeah, who cares what the audience thinks? Based and bust-filled.
When he's still doing this stuff today. He hasn't really changed and matured like he said he did.
Which bust? The short kind?
I feel like if people knew more about the kind of stuff that he used to do, they might say, oh, well, wait a second, you know, instead before where they said the homophobic thing, that was just jumping conclusions, but I can say, no, he said this about someone, he said this, and they can look at that and say, oh, so this is a pattern of behavior. So I think we have a right to question him about that.
The stuff that you're complaining that, you know, I was dragging him through the mud, you know, time has
Dude, Rose has been beefing with Brad since he was a nobody.
proven that I was actually right about those things. It's weird how everyone's so silent considering me, and it's because I call you guys out on this stuff. So overall, my problem with Brad is that he's very quick to call out other people for their mistakes, yet expects you to forgive him for his past mistakes, a lot of which he has not
Rose
talked
is a
about.
real hater. She's been hating since day one, yeah. Put some respect on this girl's name. She's been working hard.
out. The reason why Brad was sympathizing with me is because we're very similar, and he even admitted to such. My mistakes reminded him a lot of his mistakes, and I've just showed you a sample of what those...
You know, and it's like Rose had all these horrible opinions, and I don't, like, excuse her for those things, but there's a part of me, like, with Brad, part of me disliking him is because he's so, like he's doing things vindictively. You know, he's crying out as he hits you because, like, he feels like he deserves to be treated like royalty. You know, but with Rose, it just seems like she's... I don't know. Maybe it's just, she's just, like, really sad and like, she's just really sad. So it's really easy to give a lot of more sympathy to Rose. It was like Rose... her reasoning is like, oh, you know, I suffered some sexual trauma, and I would go online and I would lash out and I would say stuff like rape is cool. And it's like, okay, I don't excuse that, but then also in the same respect, I can't, like, just hate you, you know? You just, like, I just wish, I hope better for you, kind of thing. Brad, I hope the worst for you, but, like, Rose, I hope better for you. You know what I mean?
I just felt like
Yeah, it kind of feels like she has room to grow and change. Yeah, I feel like she could become a better person. But with Brad, I mean, we've covered people on the channel that are like Brad. Illuminati is a Brad character, right? Brad and Illuminati share a lot of characteristics, I think. You know, it'll just get worse. We've seen people like Brad. They just get worse, okay?
needed to say this. My issue is that he is a hypocrite. What he believes privately is often very different from what he believes publicly, and he's even said in the past...
I wouldn't even be surprised if it turns out that Brad has, like, outrageous political views in private that his audience would disagree with. If he's that adversarial with his audience, I'd imagine he'd radicalize himself by his audience feeling the opposite way. I could see that.
The only real difference between me and him is that I say what I believe openly, whereas he is much more careful about his public image and often doesn't reveal his true beliefs. Because the thing that matters most to him is his YouTube audience and not doing anything that might risk that. He has no issue throwing away friendships if it means securing the channel. In case you're wondering why Brad has been getting into a lot of controversy recently and acting weird, he's kind of always been like this. It's just only becoming more apparent to most of you now.
Opinion grifter, yeah. Yeah, I definitely believe he wants to be a full-time landlord.
But as someone who's known him for a while, this is just what he's like. Obviously, I'm not a perfect person, and I can understand that I'm probably not the right messenger for this sort of thing. However, since...
Rose, talk to me. Rose, talk to me. Okay, I'm gonna reach out to you after stream. Let's do it. I want to. I needed something. I was thinking Ethan is online, but Ethan's old hat. There's a new cow at the ranch, and I plan on milking it.
Nobody else is talking about this or bringing this up, I felt that it's fair for me to bring this to your attention. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in August.
I appreciate a hater, dude. Appreciate a hater. That's pretty good, right? I don't think anybody could dislike that, right? Diesel needs to break this story. She has one more video after this. I'll go take a gander. Brad is brover. It's an apology. Is she apologizing again? Oh no. Oh, Jesus. What is this shit? Well, I do think it's very mature and the best thing you could have done for your viewers. You absolutely need to apologize to Brad, too. Whatever immaturity you showed everyone who watches you is nothing compared to what he went through, especially after him being canceled by his own community and banning him from his own Discord. People need to see this to know that you're genuine and just trying to not look good. If you have proof of a genuine apology to him, you have done everything to redeem yourself and have every right for a clear conscience. Nah, I don't even think you really need to apologize to Brad personally, but...
So I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I've noticed something within myself is that it's very hard for me to acknowledge...
Yeah, like, I don't think Brad is deserving of apology. The way he seems to treat people is really shitty.
And I'm wrong in certain situations, and I think a lot of the reason why that is because there are moments in my life where I genuinely have been wronged. For instance, people being transphobic to me, or, you know, when I was 16, being groomed, all of that stuff. Because those events have happened to me, it's kind of made me feel that anytime I'm being attacked, it's not fair. I'm being targeted, etc. But what I've come to realize is that regardless of who said the things that I said, people would be mad at anybody for that. So it's wrong for me to just play the victim, because I have a massive victim complex. And, you know, it's interesting because at the start of all this,
at least she's honest
I just had
about
this perspective that
that's not bad. I can respect that.
Why even make an apology? It's not even worth bothering trying. And the reason I say this is because about 3 years ago, I posted a video on my channel, basically addressing a bunch of screenshots. And at the time, it was genuine. People were receptive to it. But the problem is that, you know, over these past few years, it just kept coming up.
Yeah, you can't always, like, here's the thing you need to know, Rose, and I don't know. Your past will always haunt you. The only thing you can do is be better than the decisions you made in the past, right? So you made all these weird pro-rape and bestiality comments. It's always going to come back to haunt you. That will be it's a ghost that will carry your entire online career as long as you're here. You have to realize that you can't tell everybody, I don't approve of those things anymore. You need to just be like, okay, they're not going to agree with me. That's what they think. They're not going to change their opinion and move on, right? If you know you aren't that person in your heart, then you should love yourself enough to not let that person affect you into making another apology. You don't need to do it anymore, right? That's what I would say. If there's enough years removed, there's at a certain point, you know, I've said this with other dramas. When do we turn it off? When do we turn it off? Right? What she said was deplorable. But when do we turn it off? It's been a couple years. She keeps disavowing. Just turn it off. It doesn't need to happen anymore.
Same tweets would come up again and again. And it just felt unfair because to me, that's such a distant time in my life. But I also recognize that for a lot of you, this is the first time you're being exposed to it, so it's completely understandable based on what I said to have that strong of a reaction to it. And I'm aware that I said horrible things as recent as just a few months ago, so the excuse that I would tell myself that, oh, I already made a video about this, that was wrong. I completely messed up. Like, if I would have just made a video like this at the very start, I think things would be a lot better. I basically instead blamed everybody else for everything. I just was not in a good emotional state. And now that I've been offline for a bit, I think I can look at this more objectively. I want to talk about the tweets. I'm currently in a hotel room, so unfortunately I can't like put anything on screen, but I can link them to you in the description if you want. But essentially, I made a bunch of disgusting tweets. I'm not gonna make any excuses for that, but I do think
this is like this is the tone you should have. I've seen the previous videos and you're like crying. This is the tone you needed to have, right? Because you're just like, I said things I disagreed with now. It was really stupid of me to do that. That's all you need.
It's important to note that I think abusers are evil, and I don't tolerate that. I was in a weird state of mind. I'm not a perfect person. I still say things that I shouldn't, and it's a lot more recent than I would like to admit. For instance, talking about like my debates with Destiny. Basically.
Oh no, those must not be good. Oh my god. Beckett, Rose, oh my god, perfect time to open stream. Ha ha ha. To be honest, these last 2 videos I've watched of her, Beckett, she's kind of cooking. She hasn't said anything outrageous. She debated Keffels and Destiny. Oh my god. The
Hunter Avalon.
Yeah, I don't get like annoyed when people say like guys, this might be shocking, but I don't care that she said that she approved of rape like 5 years ago. No Diesel. Beckett, what are you gonna tell me? Diesel, don't do it. That's how she gets you. Mm-hmm. Call me. Call me now. Give me a second, motherfucker. Jesus.
Bro, no. Don't get taken in. Don't get taken in.
Because what? She said, okay. What am I missing here that you know that I don't?
It's not that... okay, Rose is insane. Okay, like, I cannot stress this enough. I like the fact that I instantly come up with a little character. It's so cute. Okay, Rose is insane. She didn't just say, oh, she approves of rape.
Yeah, I've seen the tweets. I know the tweets, yes.
Okay, like, she believes... Rose believes that rape is a way to show love to a person. She was
still
upset.
To this day or in the past?
Yes, still to this day. This is still her position. She was sad. She was sad that she pretended to pass out at a party and no one raped her. Okay? She tried to become Onision's girlfriend, and when that didn't work, she faked an overdose on stream. Like, and then tried to play the whole thing off as a troll. She has been banned from basically every forum she's ever existed in. And if you're nice about her, you will summon her. I'm trying to help you.
Well, she has a gigantic folder on Bradtaste, and I do want that.
Oh God! I mean,
well,
listen,
the question is like, how recent is this? Because I don't know. I feel like she's been on an apology tour for a while about like the weird rape opinions.
No, this is the cycle. This is the cycle, Diesel. She will basically say insane shit, and then go on an apology tour, and then continue to say the same shit. How recent is the rape stuff? Last year. Last year is the rape stuff. Okay, this is very, very recent. The only reason that she's doing an apology tour now because everyone stopped talking to her. She's crazy. She's crazy, Diesel. I like the only reason she's apologizing over the rape stuff now is because she realizes she can get some clout by trying to cancel Bradtaste. That's it.
Okay,
That's
her exposed video on Brad was not bad. It was really good.
Yeah, well, it was better than her last exposed video on somebody where they leaked the fact that she was doing an exposed video on them was leaked, and they had a diss track ready and prepared for her when the video came out almost instantly. I mean, literally like 5 minutes after. But yeah, God, what else have we got for Rose Law? I mean, we did Jenny and I did a podcast episode on it. Yeah, like Rose is crazy. I mean, she's got history with The Right Opinion. She was an editor for The Right Opinion until he found out about all the insane stuff. I think it's Anthony Fantano she's constantly fighting with. He just pops up every now and again to call her retarded. So yeah, it's quite a lot. And I mean, she left like 20 comments under our video on her. Like just one.
She was
after
what?
the
Just
other.
getting in arguments with people?
No. It's just commenting on the video at different timestamps, like 20 of them, over and over again. She's like, yeah, she's crazy, Diesel. Don't do this to yourself. Don't.
Either way, I can't make that Brad video without getting the Brad folder she has. Okay? I can't. She literally has been A-logging him for the last 5 years, dude.
Yeah, she A-logs everyone. She A-logs everyone. She's crazy, Diesel.
Okay, you say that like Jenny doesn't A-log people like crazy.
Not our friends. Not like everyone we meet waiting for like random bits of information. Jenny is a researcher. That's not the same thing. Well, okay, so tell me, what do you think she has on Brad that's so bad? What do you think? What do you think it is?
I just realized I was muted.
That was good. That was bother, buddy.
Okay. What I was saying is that she has muted. Now everybody in chat's gonna be like, oh, he's muted.
I thought it was just me. I thought you were just going silent on me. You were like, fucking Becca, coming in.
Okay.
Ruining my future relationship with this wonderful artiste.
She has like years of all this like Brad lore. Like everything from when he started his career pretending to be like a Midwest emo fan.
Wait, what?
And yeah, she has like evidence of him faking being a fan of things like Panic at the Disco to gain an audience. And she leaked DMs of him saying he's building a YouTube empire and all these weird delusions of grandeur he has.
Okay, like that's pretty fucking
Or
crazy.
like shit like Brad agreeing or with her in private and then turning around in public and saying the exact opposite thing. And she has receipts of that happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me because the dude is like fucking crazy. Actually, I mean, remember I went on that work trip a few weeks ago. I went out for drinks with a colleague of mine who's a musician. And obviously, like, that's not what he does when we work together. But he, like, that's his thing. He loves music. And we were talking about internet commentary just a little bit, and he was like, well, I never really watched much of it. I know who Keemstar is. Oh, there was this one guy who I used to watch years ago called Bradtaste, and I was like, oh, really? Let me give you an update on what's happening with Bradtaste. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, no, okay, I can see why you want the photo. She'll probably still give it to you.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Like,
that's all I want is for her to give it to me.
Look, just message her. Say that I disagree.
Every time I go and I talk to a source, I don't like I expect what I say with a source to become public, like with the possibility of it becoming public, right? Because like you're doing a journalism. Sometimes that shit happens, right?
Yeah, no, I mean it's not the getting things made public that I'm trying to protect you from. It's the fact that once you open that door, you'll never not hear.
Okay, well, I'm never going to hire her for anything.
Well, but I mean, Diesel, one day she'll be there, and you'll do something, and she'll be right there in like your comment section with like 10 million fucking comments. Have you ever seen any of the Destiny or like Careful stuff or any of the other random things that happen with this?
I literally just became aware of that right now. I knew she was the rape and bestiality is cool lady. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, not just rape is cool, but like she was like, if you fight off a rapist, you should be arrested for it.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's her position. What else am I meant to tell you? Oh Christ! It seems like you're having fun with the Brad stuff, anyway.
I hate this guy.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I want to have him make a Spurg video on me. I want him to be my Ethan is online, the same way Ethan is online complains about a Cheeto all the time.
What is this? What is this chest profile?
It's Brad's chest profile. We just found it. He hasn't played a game since 2014.
Oh, you guys are going fucking deep. Jesus Christ.
I would have challenged him to chess, but it seems like his elo is much higher than me, and I'd lose, so it wouldn't be really funny when I lose my chess game.
So wait, you can do it like the Warski Tonkasaw thing and just play nothing but chess for like 3 months to prepare yourself for this chess game.
No, see the thing is I was playing chess like every day to try and beat Hal, and she's only like 800. Okay, so I still couldn't beat her, and I still can't beat her, and I've been playing chess like every day religiously, so I just haven't gotten better.
Are you sure you're not just letting her win?
No, I'm not just letting her win. She's
sure?
better at chess than me. You play her in chess, see what happens.
I'm not very good at chess.
Okay, then. Well, there you go. Pee pee poo poo.
We're not talking about me, dudes.
I just got the debates.
Did you see all the debates?
Yeah, they was just sent to me.
Do you know why Rose blocked Jenny?
Why?
Jenny compared her to the monster from Star Wars in the ice cave.
Oh shit.
There's some DMs between one of Jenny's friends and Rose, because Rose got kicked from a group chat. She joined this group chat. She leaked the group chat, accused everyone of being like racist bigots, then tried to get re-added, and basically then freaked out when this person said they were ugly on Twitter. And she was like, "I'm not ugly. I'm beautiful." Christ. Oh my god. Insults are worse than rape. Good god.
You see, unfortunately, this is Keffel, so we're gonna go to the Destiny one.
Have you ever heard any of her music?
No, but I saw Brad send unsolicited criticism to her. Where it was like a music aggregator site, and Brad left a review just like dogging on her for no fucking reason. It's like, if they're homies, why are you reviewing your friend's shit and then like, like whining about it unsolicited? And then this opening. I'll pull that up here. Rose Malay Destiny debates. There we go. Okay, so it's 2 years ago and a year ago. So she's just constantly making these statements about rape, because she has like a rape fetish.
Okay, so Jenny has a theory about this. Rose is a virgin, so like as far as anyone can tell, Rose has never had a boyfriend or anything. And seems terrified of sex. So Jenny's theory is that rape is like the only way Rose can get over that. That's why she's like so pro-rape, because Rose wants to be raped.
Okay, so she's trying to like signal for like some guy to come.
I think she's just making it everyone else's problem. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, you should absolutely watch the fucking Destiny debate.
Gonna be here all night.
Oh, fuck. How long have we been going?
2 hours.
Oh, you can watch a Destiny debate.
I told the chatter that I agree with him when I lied, and I gaslit the entire chat to gaslight this guy that I believe with, like, that I agree with him. So he's gonna catch up, and he's gonna see that I actually said he should get hit by a bus and die. Which is gonna be really awkward for that one guy. So that'll be a rough day for him.
That'll be a massively rough day. I hope it wasn't me. I hope I don't watch it and just like,
no, it was another guy.
What's the other guy I want to get hit by?
Listen, Rose is gonna be a challenge to talk to, but I already agreed to talk to the human pet guy, so
you'll do it. I believe in you. Okay, shall I leave you to it?
Yeah. Leave me to it. I'll go on this diatribe now.
Well, glad I could help. You love you, buddy.
Yeah, goodbye. Jesus Christ.
Things that you can do to trade away kind of the importance of.
Hey everybody, tonight we're debating whether or not it's ethically permissible to smite an abuser or rapist, and we are starting right now with...
To smite.
Steven's opening statement. Thanks so much for being with us, Steven. The floor is all yours.
Hey, I think that as long as you've got somebody on proper notice and somebody is going to either enact violence against you or invade or steal something that you belong, or do some damage to your person, or do some damage to a loved one, you ought to be able to defend yourself. The level of that defense is going to escalate all the way up to whatever's necessary. So, for instance, if somebody tries to steal something of yours and you punch them, and they punch back,
his like commenting profile.
back, and then you kick them, and then they pull out a knife, you can pull out a gun, etc., etc. So I think that it is within your right to defend your body, your person, the things next to you, with as much force as necessary, and then depending on how the other person decides to respond, that can go up to and including killing the person.
You got it. Thank you very much for that quick and pithy opening statement. We're going to kick it over to Rose, but want to say, folks, if it's your first time here, welcome to Modern Day Debate. We're a neutral platform hosting debates on science, religion, and politics, and we hope you feel welcome no matter what walk
my God.
of life you're from. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as we have many more juicy debates coming up. And with that, thanks, Rose. The floor is all yours as well for your opening.
Thank you. So I would say that I feel like it's understandably a lot of victims in these cases feel like they feel angry at what the person did to them or what the person they fear is going to do with them. And that's completely understandable. However, when it comes to murder, this is somebody's life that you're taking. And when it comes to that, you have to be very sure that you're acting in right case. But I feel like in terms of self-defense, this is something that I feel like in a lot of cases, people have been way too lenient about. I feel like a perfect example of this is talking about the cops in particular. The cops so often shoot innocent Black people or people with mental disabilities because they think they're acting in self-defense. They're so convinced that they're in immediate danger and that this person is going to kill them.
This is so cringe. The debate brosphere. We're gonna go to that part that has like the big bump in viewership. I'm kind of curious. Yeah, instant cop talk.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Hello.
Let me
in sound settings under recording, did like a microphone boost just get turned on? Not on the mic, but on like the. You might argue that like you have a right to kill people because if you try to rape somebody, then you have the right to kill that person because you're defending yourself from harm, right? And then so that's like the reason why to defend yourself from harm, you kill somebody. But let's say when we go up to the next level of the psychological considerations, let's say that we find out that when you kill somebody, your mind gets wiped and you're actually like fucked for the rest of your life. Well, that would consider us to reevaluate it because now the moral principle is gone. You're not actually defending yourself. You're actually causing yourself more harm than you would by just stopping the person or by then just letting the person rape you or something, right? If that was the case. So there are some future psychological evaluations that we can make that would change the nature of the ethical question. For instance, like if you try to self-defend, but you cause more harm to yourself than the other person in the end, it's not really self-defense at that point. So we can make those decisions later, but it wasn't relevant to the level of the conversation we were at, I think.
You got it. Featherless Biped and Heat Shield, thanks for your based super stickers. And Minecraft player.
Dude, a moderator on this is absolutely wild. This guy is so fucking infuriating. Oh my god.
This is a chance, Steven, for you, because I'm curious. They say, it may be ethical to smite, you're a rapist, but is it ethical to be into sonic inflation? What was sonic inflation again?
You're gonna have to go.
Why is somebody asking about sonic inflation?
Google that one, James.
Is this? Can I do it on my work computer?
I wouldn't do that, James.
Steven, I already have. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
All right, this one coming in from Fish Deserved It says, was John Wick?
That guy, so that guy is like the moderator, and then Destiny is on the right, and then Rosenlight's on the bottom. Okay, this is like a very serious, well-mannered debate, but I know the Keffels one is going to be like an absolute shitfest disaster. So I'm gonna go click on it, and we're gonna go watch that because I'm very certain that it'll be much less well-mannered. I'm certain the Destiny one is a more intellectually stimulating one, but I'm not looking for stimulation. Diesel says, as he's that guy. There we go. Boss, I cannot handle Keffels tonight. Are you doing the Evangelion event in Nikkei or not? Yeah, I'm not an Ava cell, so...
I think what Sasha should have done is gone up and been like...
What do you mean?
Was this like the part where she like said that she
Ain't no way tipsters in the comments, bro. Ain't no way tipsters in the comments. Oh my god. Ain't no way, dude. Holy shit. The Dark Omen.
asked if we wanted to go forward, and then like Tally didn't respond to that.
Tally
and then
didn't
she went forward, 'cause
respond.
That's explicit. That's explicit rape.
That's what
Absolutely.
happened. That was
Oh my god, I'm just gonna go through the fucking transcript. I don't I can't go to the transcript because of course I fucking can't go to the transcript right now. The Crow of Dark Omens, yeah.
was the situation.
I was like 15 and 16. People have told me that like I wasn't fucking raped because I fucking wanted it. Like I was in such a fucking weird state that I thought that like that shit was good. And then people said to me like, oh, well it wasn't. And so like I see these other
Tipsters in the
situations.
chat. Tipsters in the chat. What was that bottom one? Is it like a Threads account, Nani?
And it's like frustrating. Well, it's like, oh, you have that energy now and you didn't have that fucking energy for me. Like, okay, fuck that. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I'm in such a fucked
Yeah, in her chat. We got Tipster and Keffel's chat.
mind state. I'm in such a fuck mind state. And you can tell, but it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit, couples.
I just don't understand how you're still commenting on these issues when you were literally baiting people into sexual assault. Why should we take what you have to say seriously on the topic now when you were engaging in that before?
Keffels, I explained the situation. I literally did not do that. I was bored while I was watching a movie, and I just I couldn't leave the situation.
How would you feel if I told you Rose had a Mr. Girl interview / debate? I would explode. I'm doing a thing where I'm like stimming and not
pretended to fall
focusing.
asleep. Now, months later, I went back to that situation. I saw the rape kink, and I kind of wanted to like get a viral post in the community, so I kind of exaggerated a few details. It's
So you
Reddit.
have a
People do
history.
that.
You have a history of lying.
Yeah, so then, oh my god. Guys, this is, what, a year ago? And Rose is saying that she exaggerated to have a blow-up tweet. Guys, I changed my mind. Rose ain't gonna improve. Yeah, Keffel's calling someone else a liar. I know. I won. So right.
Well, I'm usually truthful about stuff, but I do lie at like sometimes. Like I mean,
I'm usually truthful about stuff, but I do lie. No.
it's the internet. People exaggerate things. It is what it is. But I wouldn't say that I'm generally that kind of person. But like I said, I was in a weird fucking state where
Dude, Rose Malay must have Discord folders, or not Discord, Google Drive folders of everyone that she's like talked to, dude. Becca, you're right.
did shit that I absolutely like. I said a bunch of like shit that I never should have said. But I mean, like I said, I don't. I'll talk about this if you want to talk about this. It just sucks that like every time I go on a debate, everybody's like, "Hey, remember that comment you made 3 years ago? Let's talk about that instead."
You sure you want to talk to her still, Diesel? Wow. See, this is the problem, is that Brad is like actually a shit person, but because the messenger sucks, it's like Brad can get away with it. Because Rose sucks, Brad can get away with it. You know? So it's like, okay, well now this message needs to be relayed by somebody who's not an absolute fucking loser. You know? And we're in a kind of predicament because the only people that are talking about Brad and like egging him on are like his audience and I guess Rose. And Rose is in like a good avenue to relay that information. And r/YouTube drama is like mediocre at best, right? They're like, they sometimes hit, but they very often miss.
It's completely related to the topic. Because, like, the one thing that you weren't able to do with the situation with Sasha is look at things that have happened in the past and see the pattern over time in order to come to a conclusion about someone's character and whether or not that might influence what their actual motives were.
No, Keffels, I acknowledge that, like, the other stuff, there is definitely credibility to, like, the car thing, to, like, the other person, the third person that came out and
There's like another fucking argument I'm not like privy to the information on.
shared their story. I don't know much.
Is there any timestamps in the Destiny debate in the comments? Let me take a look. I need to sit down and listen to these debates on my own time. I don't want to torture you all by listening to very well-mannered debates. I know the Keffels one will get a little spicy later, but let's see what happens
Internet for an extended period of time, like
thing to do, and I wouldn't do that again. But I've considered doing that just so that all this shit would fucking stop. And, like, I want to move forward. At some point, I'm going to disappear offline, and I'm just going to move on and live a normal life. I haven't decided when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen, and it's going to be like none of this shit ever happened.
This is 2 years ago. No, this is a year ago, and she's doing the same exact thing she's saying now. Jesus fucking Christ. People, I want to say people can change, chat. But my God, does the internet test that patience in me? Yeah. How bad you want that folder? I'll go find the info myself. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'll go fucking dig up all my Brad shit myself.
Happened.
It would make it easier for me, but that's about it.
And that's what's healthy for me. That's how.
Which, by the way, Falgi, I'm begging you. I desperately need the Grums document updated with the sources, please. I have new stuff I want to add to the script. Please, add the sources. I need video clips. The op block, please. I want to pay you money.
This all ends. I just don't know when that's going to happen. And I feel like there's a lot that I want to accomplish before I get to that point. And
you have to show Brad's past profile pictures. Dude, it's almost like he hasn't changed a day. There's another Brad account. Dude, Brad was like 10 in this. Brad's Pinterest. Look at that, dude. Holy shit. Calling Falgi out, SMH. Well, I need it. I want to make the Grums video. I've done some digging, chat. I've done some digging. I caught up and I'm listening now live at normal speed, and it sounds like both of them are talking in slow-mo. We good, I got him. We will have it done by tonight. Yeah, so for a little update on the Grums thing, since I brought it up, I talked to the guy who put out the tweet about Grums milking, drinking the milk. By the way, I'm just going to show this on stream. I think I can show this on stream. So I reached out to Grums for an interview. I'll show you the Twitter. So this guy, right, made this gag tweet, and Kate Bush's husband follows me. So I was like, hey, how'd you get that shirt? I'd love to talk to the people who made Firefall. And so he's like, okay, I'll spread it around. Grum's like freaked the fuck out about Airbag's tweet, right? Anyway, I reached out to Grums. He didn't answer, obviously. A very long time ago, I used to be mutuals with Grums. Very long time ago. But yeah, Grums has been on the receiving end of a lot of hate for very many different reasons, right? And yeah, I'll read the tweet or the message I sent to Grums. Hold on, let me screenshot this so I don't like leak my messages. Now, if you haven't seen the Grums stream, I privated it because I didn't want Grums to like click on my stream channel and be like, what the fuck, this guy exposed me or whatever. So so I was like, hey, bit of a long shot, but I'm going to be doing a video essay and documentary on you and a bit of Gamergate. I plan on making a series about it. This is true. I remember being pretty involved myself at the time and finding you then. That is also true. I think it was during the League for Gamers stuff and a horrendously cringe SVU episode, which is true, and it is cringe. I'm going to be covering you anyway, but it'd be hack journalism not to reach out and try to schedule a talk with you. Also true. I reached out on Sunday last week. Diesel was involved in Gamergate confirmed. I'll say it. I was pro Gamergate for very different reasons than a lot of the other people, right? The Gamergate is something that'll be explored on the Internet Explorers podcast because it is way too long to cover now. But it is the reason that I take myself pretty seriously in terms of like journalism. But now being like a Gamergator is like, I don't know, not liking wokeness in games, and I don't really give a shit about that. You know, I care more about like ethical news coverage, which is like a totally different thing, right? But I've gotten a few messages, and there's been a little bit of conversations I've had with people. And so, you know, it's like one of those things where it kind of kicks its can down the road. Gamergate started as ethics and games journalism and then quickly devolved. Yeah, that's true. That's really the basis of it. I'll be honest, Chief. I've been on the internet for like 15 years and I still don't know what Gamergate is. Well, that's why. That episode's going to be like 5 hours long, isn't it? It will be the longest episode we do. Very, very clearly, it'll be the longest episode we do. Beckett's sitting here and he's like, oh, God. No. Diesel, you're already late on putting out 2 episodes and you want to do a long Gamergate episode? Gonna get a corkboard and some strings. Yeah, I was on Total Biscuit's side. From my understanding, a cheating scandal escalated into a pissing match. I'll give you the really short version. There's a game developer. Her name is Zoe Quinn. Diesel, Brad might be a gooner. Same. So, a lady by the name of Zoe Quinn made a game called Depression Quest, which was a game made on Twine, which is an easy-to-learn coding, choose-your-own-adventure software, right? And from there, she slept with some game journalists. Those game journalists all happened to go and cover her content in articles. I use a different email to sign up for porn websites. So these guys cover her content in Depression Quest. And people are like, hey, isn't it a little weird how all of the guys who covered Zoe Quinn also happened to sleep with her? One of the people who covered Zoe Quinn got they basically got played by her. And there was a blog post made about that, which is how we know about this whole sleeping together scandal and stuff like that. And that's where the Five Guys things come from, the Five Guys burgers and fries meme. And so from there, people started asking questions. Isn't it weird that these games journalists are sleeping with game developers and then, writing positive articles about these games? And it started off as people complaining about the ethics of the games journalism, right? Because that's a conflict of interest, very obviously. Then, here's where it gets really crazy, right? Some people get word of that, and a journalist and social media provocateur by the name of Milo Yiannopoulos gets a lead. Now, Milo is a bad person, right? Milo is a bad person, but he gets a lead. And that lead is Game Journo Pros. Games journalists communicate and coordinate over a email list. So on that email list, a bunch of games journalists say, we need to produce an article about this stuff that's going on, but we need to word it in a way that doesn't make us look like shitbags, right? So that is where the term gamer is dead comes from. Those articles were in response to people complaining about Zoe Quinn sleeping with some games journalists. And they reframed it as games and video gamers. The term gamer is a loaded term. It's a sexist term. We need to kill that term. Gamers are dead. Yeah. Zoe Quinn also falsely flagged Mundane Matt. That is also true. That is part of what started this off. So all the games journalists coordinate on these hit pieces about gaming as a subculture. It's basically like, so you know how people enjoy film and they're like film buffs, but they're not like in film academia? Games journalists were like, we're games academia. We're really important. Those other guys are idiots, right? No wonder he needs 10K. His email was in their data leak. Oh no. No, Brad, you were not buying clothes from here, Brad. Brad, your fiance deserves the finest goods in life, huh? So the games journalist who couldn't get past the tutorial of Cuphead came a little later. But that was the initial like spark that started Gamergate. And it became this thing between like alt media and trad media, right? Alt media said, we make content for gamers. Trad media said, actually, we're way better than that. Okay, we want to be taken seriously. Right? So that was that's how it started. And obviously it gets into more things from there, but that's kind of like a base overview of what happened. Clothing. Well, I understand why Brad needs Nadi, if you could send me like details on how you know that his email was in their services in a data leak, I would love to know, because that'd be a funny thing to include in the video. Well, Brad, Little Guys Incorporated is now on your ass. I don't know what to tell you. Little Guys Incorporated comes for thee. Yeah, I saw a bag for $5,000. Expensive website. Even some of them with cheaper clothing pieces are wildly expensive. Look at the handbags. Everybody, actually shoes. I feel like a shoe girly right now. Guy needs 10K, by the way. Oh my god. Dude. Data leak exposes Bradtaste. Okay. Ah. Well. I'm gonna go now, chat. We have plans that we cannot share with our enemies. What? Guys, stop using your main email address for your fucking porn. Get a Gooner account, guys. Get a Gooner account. It's much better. All right. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. I won't be gone again. I'll be back to normal schedule. Bye.